Welcome to Hillsboro High School as we join in action. Second half, about 10 minutes left in the game. Junior Varsity Reserve. And checking into the game is Hanson for Necedah, Landon Fry for Hillsboro, and Dane Green entering the game for the Tigers. Rounding out the Tiger 5 is Abe Shetter, Gunnar Moeller, Keegan Stalkey. As Abe Shetter out to Moeller from the wing, a three-point shot, a bit wide. Dane Green rebound. He'll let the Shetter from the top of the key, and he's a little short. And it goes out of bounds. Be Necedah Cardinal possession of the ball. 26-6, Hillsboro with a commanding lead. As Necedah inbound the ball to Hines, and Hines will bring the ball, dump it into Hinckley. Necedah just struggling to get anything going as Keegan Stalkey will get the rebound off of the Vogel shot. Shetter to Moeller. 20-foot three-point shot on the way, doesn't go. Rebound to Hinckley of Necedah. He'll outlet to Hines. Hines will bring the ball up the floor. He'll go far side to Hanson. Hanson dumps it down in the far corner to Hinckley. Out in front of the ball, B. Lofquist. Got a couple Lofquists on the floor, and Moeller on the drive down the right side. He'll bring the ball back out, reset the offense. Abe Shetter, top of the key, find Keegan Stalkey underneath. Keegan Stalkey will bury the deuce. He's got 4 on the night for the Tigers. And up the floor comes Vogel. And he'll get it into Hanson for a deuce. Hanson with 4 on the night for the Cardinals. Abe Shetter to bring the ball up the court for the Tigers. Shetter with the ball. Shetter near side to Gunnar Moeller. Moeller feeds inside to Stalkey. Stalkey rattles down the lane and drops it in. Keegan Stalkey coming alive. 6 points now on the night for Keegan. Hines will come near side to Hanson. Hanson back out front to Hinckley. Now back to Hanson. Hanson far side to Vogel. Vogel to Hines. Out to B. Lofquist. Lofquist with the ball. We've got a B. Lofquist and an S. Lofquist. You could call Big Lofquist and Small Lofquist. I've got no first names for the Necedah players. Keegan Stalkey and Gunnar Moeller will take a break. He is on a bench. Jaden McGraw back into the game along with Jaden Burnett. Hinckley out to Lofquist. Lofquist to Hanson. Hanson to Vogel. Vogel out to Hines. Hines at the wall. He'll drive down right side out to Vogel. Long shot doesn't go. Rebound off Jaden Burnett. It'll stay with Necedah. Necedah will set their inbounds play. Nobody for Necedah really begging to inbound the ball. Now Vogel will step outside the lines. He'll inbound it to Hanson. Hanson into Vogel. Vogel drives down top of the key to Lofquist. Lofquist to Hinckley. Hinckley back top of the key to Hanson. Now Hines. Hines on the far wing. And Lofquist to Vogel. Vogel with the ball now to Hines. Hines to Lofquist. Lofquist to Hanson. Hanson, free throw line inside the lane. Right, left-handed hook rather, doesn't go. And it's going to go off of Landon Fry rather, and out of bounds. The Cardinals yet again will retain possession. Into the game. Bunk is into the game for Lofquist. And I believe Borzheim in the game. We have a Hillsboro foul. The second team foul for Hillsboro in the half. The foul was called on Jaden Burnett, his first personal. And to the line is Bunk, and he will shoot 2 free throws for the Cardinals. Bunk's first free throw on the way. A little bit more air needed underneath that one. It rattles out. And Abe Shetter with the rebound off the 2 missed free throws. He'll push it down to Landon Fry, and he'll lose it out of bounds. And the ball is inbounded to Hines. Hines will bring the ball up the floor for the Cardinals. Tigers with a commanding lead here getting late in the game. Bunk with a shot. Doesn't go. Getting the rebound is Hines and putting it back up. He's got 4 on the night now for the Cardinals. Shetter to Fry. Fry to Shetter. Shetter top. He comes near side to Burnett. Driving down left side wing. He'll kick it back out to Shetter. Shetter to Burnett. Burnett just inside the circle. He'll bring the ball out the front court now and loft the ball across court to Fry. Fry in trouble with nowhere to go. He'll dump it down to Jaden McGraw. McGraw across court to Burnett. And it's going to be intercepted or stolen by Hines, and Hines will bring the ball up the floor for the Cardinals. Hansen with the ball. He'll go to Bunk. Bunk driving down the lane. Inside, little jumper doesn't go. Rebound, Dane Green. Green outlet to Burnett. Now to Shetter. Shetter up the floor for the Tigers. Abe Shetter winding his way to Burnett. Now Dane Green from the free throw line. He'll launch one off the backboard. Rebound, Hansen. And now to Hinckley back to Hines, and Hines will be fouled on the ground. It'll be Hillsboro's third team foul. Checking in for the Tigers, Keegan Stalky, Gunnar Moeller. Abe Shetter and Jaden Burnett out of the game. I believe Vogel checking back into the game for Hinckley for the Cardinals. Bunk to inbound the ball for the Necedah Cardinals. And Bunk will get it into Vogel. Vogel forces it down inside to Bunk, and now to Hansen. Underneath, Hansen turns around, twists, turns off the glass, and Hansen will drop it in. He's got 6 points for the Cardinals tonight. Moeller up the floor to Fry. Fry, long range 3 on the way. He's got 1 tonight. Can't make that one go. The rebound's chased down by Borzheim. And we're going to a timeout by the Necedah Cardinals. A full timeout. As I'm looking at a Pizza Hut pizza, but I think I can wait till between games. I'll have 15 minutes to, as my granddaughter would say, Papa, it's pepperoni. Stay tuned. 15 minutes after the conclusion of this game, we will have junior varsity action, with varsity action capping off the night as the Necedah Cardinals come to town, and the Hillsboro Tigers welcome them here. I don't know if it's the cage, the Tiger cage. They're all cagers, the hardwood cagers. Is that what they are? I gotta believe the Tiger being a cat, the Cardinal being the bird, the Cats have got to come out winners tonight. They're going to eat the Cardinals. So after the timeout, on the floor for the Tigers is Fry, Green, Moeller, Stalky, and Burnett. Vogel inbound to Hines, Borzheim, Hansen, and Bunk to round out the Cardinal 5. Hansen with the ball now to Bunk. Bunk at the top of the key. Bunk with the ball driving down right side off of his shoelaces. And it'll be turnover, Hillsboro ball. Moeller up the floor. He'll go far side to Fry. Now back to Moeller. Moeller to Burnett. Burnett to Stalky. Back to Moeller. Moeller, Fry. Another 3-point shot from the wing on the way from Fry. It doesn't go. Rebound goes Bunk, I believe. And now Vogel up, going to take a 12-foot jump shot. A little bit short. Burnett with a rebound. He'll outlet to Green, and Green to Moeller, and up the floor come the Tigers. And it's going to be intercepted. Moeller didn't see Bunk standing there and threw the ball right to him. Now Hines at the ball for the Cardinals. Hines up the floor. Now to Hansen. Hansen with the ball, gets it knocked away by Green. He'll pick it up and get it to Vogel in the corner. Back to Hansen. Hansen up and going to be fouled by Dane Green. So Hansen to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Personal foul on Dane Green. That's his first personal foul, Hillsboro's 4th team foul. Hansen to shoot 2 free throws for the Cardinals. First free throw on the way, off the back of the iron. Checking into the game for Burnett is Abe Shetter, and in for Dane Green is Jaden McGraw. Hansel will throw another one off the back of the iron. Rebound's going to go. Hansel will get his own rebound. He'll outlet to Boersheim. He'll throw up a jump shot, doesn't go, and now Bunk will follow it up and score. That's Bunk's first deuce of the night. He's with 2 for the Cardinals. And Moeller up the floor quickly for the Tigers. Moeller to the corner to Fry. He'll launch another 3 off the front of the iron. That one's run down by Abe Shetter. So Shetter with the rebound. He'll outlet to Fry. Fry now to Moeller. Moeller in the front court for Hillsboro. Moeller tries to get it Burnett. His pass is stolen. Working it up the floor is Boersheim. To Hansen. Hansen going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws, I believe. So Hansen puts it up off the back, the iron. Checking into the game for the Tigers, Dane Green back into the game. He'll check in for Jaden McGraw. Jaden Burnett into the game. He'll come in for Abe Shetter. Hansen to the line to shoot yet his second free throw. That one banks it off the board. And Hansen with 7 on the night. Up the floor comes Gunnar Moeller and the Tigers. Moeller in the front court will set the Hillsboro offense. He'll go far side Jaden Burnett, inside Dane Green. Moeller, and right between Abe Shetter's legs and out of bounds. It'll be a turnover. Hillsboro's doubled up on Necedah, 30-15. And Bunk to Hansen, long shot, doesn't go. Burnett will yank it out of the sky, outlet to Moeller. Moeller up the floor and into the front court for Hillsboro. Moeller down in the corner to Burnett, back out to Moeller, near side to Shetter. Shetter will work it into Stalky. Stalky turn around, 8-foot jump shot, rolls around the rim and out. Rebound Boersheim and the Cardinals, and he will get the ball after it's knocked out of the bounce by the Tiger. Hinckley checking into the game for the Cardinals. He will check in for Hansen. Up the floor comes Vogel with the ball. Go to Hinckley near the top of the key. And Burnett will track down the loose change and dump it into Moeller, and Hillsboro grabs the ball on the turnover and works the ball up the floor. Now Abe Shetter working right side, up off the glass. Stalky with the rebound, and he'll dump it out to Moeller. Moeller to Shetter. Shetter with a stutter step gets it to Burnett. Burnett back out to Shetter. Shetter far side to Moeller. Moeller steps just inside the arc, long 2 on the way or off the back of the rim. Burnett with a rebound. He'll outlet back out to Shetter. Long 3 on the way for Shetter, and Shetter will tickle it line. Abe Shetter now 5 on the night for the Tigers. Hinckley with the ball for Necedah. He'll dump it back to Vogel. Vogel to Bunk. Bunk on the outside wing. He'll dump it back inside to Hinckley. Hinckley turned around, right-handed hook doesn't go. Moeller will grab the rebound, outlet to Shetter, who now has the ball into the front court for Hillsboro. Near side to Moeller. Jaden Burnett. Now to Keegan Stalky. Stalky comes up a little bit shy on his shot. Going to be picked up by Boersheim and worked up the floor for the Cardinals. Boersheim top of the key. Driving down right side. He'll dump it back out to Lofquist. Lofquist to Bunk. Bunk pump fake, and now Vogel 3-point shot from the wing doesn't go. Dane Green rebound. Green outlet to Shetter, and the Tigers on the run again. Shetter up the far side. Right side, he'll feed Burnett. Burnett back to Stalky. 14-foot jump shot, little bit long. Rebound Lofquist. Lofquist outlet to Boersheim. Knocked away by Jaden Burnett and stolen. Outlet to Gunnar Moeller. Moeller for Hillsboro with the ball to the near side. Moeller on the wing, driving left side, jumps up, 12-foot jumper, doesn't go. Rebound, Lofquist. He'll outlet the Borzheim, and up the floor come the Cardinals. Borzheim, fancy little bit of ball work there. He'll get Hinckley and right back to Borzheim, and now Lofquist near side to Vogel for 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound Abe Shetter. Final 20 seconds to play, and we got a timeout. Just for a substitution timeout. Jaden McGraw coming in and Landon Fry coming into the game. Stalkey and Shetter done for the night. As Hillsboro takes this last 20 seconds to put a notch in the win column as Fry inbound to Moeller. Moeller into the front court, into the front. They're running off some clock. Game well in hand. I think Fry would love to launch one more ball, but Moeller's not going to give him the ball. He's just going to run the clock out. So that's going to be our final. Hillsboro 33, Necedah 15. So our JV reserve comes out a 33-15 winner. They were led by Gunnar Moeller's 9 points. Keegan Stalkey had 6, Abe Shetter 5, Jaden Burnett 5, Jaden McGraw 4, Landon Fry 3, and Dane Green adding 1 point, a free throw if you will, for 33 points. For the Necedah Cardinals, they were led by Hanson with 7, Hines with 4, Smeltzer and Bunk with 2 apiece for 15. So, Junior Varsity Reserve winners on our first game tonight for a score of 33-15. In 15 minutes, we will have Junior Varsity action. So please stay tuned. We'll have Junior Varsity action at about 5:55. So thank you for joining us. As promised, we will have junior varsity action starting here in about a minute. If you're joining us late, junior varsity reserve, Hillsboro, the winners of that game, Hillsboro 33, Necedah 15. On the floor for the Necedah Cardinals, Aaron Hinckley. He's going to be starting off to tip it off. Oh boy. Why'd they do this to me, Jill? Now they got players out here. The numbers aren't matching up. One is going to be Jake Height. We'll catch up as we go, I guess. Hillsboro controls the tip. Miles Ravenscroft with the ball off the Von Falkenstein tip. Now to Reed Urban near side. Urban with the ball to Zach Morin. Morin inside to David Johnson, back outside to Morin. Morin out the front court, Urban, and now far side to Ravenscroft. Hillsboro with good movement to start the game early. Zach Morin, 3 from the corner, and Zach will knock it down. Give Hillsboro the first lead of the night. Up the floor is number 12. That's going to be Mason Houston. And now Poulter with the ball, Remington Poulter. Going to get it into 33. That's Blaze Texley. Hillsboro the fast break up the floor. Von Falkenstein to David Johnson. Johnson will bury the deuce. And up the floor quickly is Jake Height with the ball. And this pass can be stolen by Zach Morin. Morin to Reed Urban. Back to Morin. Up the left side and in. Hillsboro out already to a commanding lead here. First minute of action. 7-0 lead for the Tigers. As Height brings the ball up. Jake Height with the ball. He'll come near side to Poulter. Poulter back to Height. And now Hinckley down in the corner with the ball. 33, Blaze Texley. Back to Height. And so we're going to say Miles Ravenscroft drops the ball out of bounds as he went up and partially blocked Mason Houston's shot. Jake Height to inbound. He'll get it to Houston, long 3 doesn't go. Rebound Zach Morin. He'll outlet Jerry Von Falkenstein, and now to Miles Ravenscroft. Back to Von Falkenstein, top of the key, 3-point shot off the back of the yard. Rebound Hinckley. Hinckley will get it to Height, and we're going to call a carrying the ball violation on Height. Hillsboro will take possession on the violation, on the turnover. Urban will inbound to Ravenscroft, and Ravenscroft into the front court for the Tigers, near side to Urban. Reed Urban with the ball. He'll dump it down inside Jerry Von Falkenstein with one dribble and up the right side. Jerry on the board, dropping the deuce on the Cardinals. And Mason Houston will bring the ball up the floor for the Cardinals. Houston working the front court. Now they go to the far side. Gets in the corner, dumps it back out to Height. Height to Poulter. I have trouble getting his name now. Texley to Hinckley. Hinckley with the ball. I'm going to just remember these guys' names and go with 5 new kids in on 20. Shot missed by Height. Zach Morin up the floor. Jerry Von Falkenstein now Urban with the ball and to the far side to Ravenscroft. Back out front Reed Urban gives it a look. Free throw line back out. Ravenscroft 3 from the corner, a bit short. Rebound Mason Houston, and we're off to the races. Houston up the middle of the lane. 6-foot jumper doesn't go. Von Falkenstein rebound. He'll outlet to Zach Morin. He's going to hang on the rim. No, he misses the lay-in. So Texley, Blaze Texley, we get the rebound. We'll dump it into Height. Out to Houston. Now Hinckley. Out to Texley. And now Height in the corner. Back out front to Poulter. Poulter out near the top of the key with the ball, and he tries to get it into Height. Stolen by Miles Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft one-on-one. He can't get it to go. Rebound is going to go off of Texley and out of bounds. Checking in for the Cardinals. You got number 32, Caden Schultz, into the game. He'll come in for Hinckley. Reed Urban to inbound the ball for the Tigers on the near baseline. Urban into Ravenscroft. Miles Ravenscroft out front to Zach Moran. Von Falkenstein to Ravenscroft. He'll track down the loose ball near wing, taken near the top of the key now. Free throw line. Ravenscroft will shoot. Take the 11-footer and make it. Ravenscroft on the board for the first time tonight. Hillsboro with a double-digit lead, and we're going to have a 30-second timeout called by the Necedah coach. That would be Coach Caden Yoss, I believe. A 30-second timeout is Hillsboro here early in the first half, leading 11-0. So we get the buzzers, and as the officials flush the teams from their huddles. After the Necedah timeout on the floor for Hillsboro, Von Falkenstein, Morin, Ravenscroft, Quinn Shetter now in the game, and Reed Urban. For the Cardinals, Blaze Texley, Height with the ball. He'll get it Texley, and now Texley, now to Houston, now Height. Texley, 34 now in the game. That's Stephen Lofquist. And 20 is Height with a jump shot. Doesn't go. Rebound Zach Moore, and he'll outlet Quinn Shetter off to the races up the right side. Shetter is blocked, and they're going to call a foul. They're going to charge a foul to Jake Height. Have to be a body foul, as I thought he had all ball. It'll send Quinn Shetter to the line to shoot 2 free throws. That's Height's first team foul. And Shetter off the side of the iron. He'll line up for shot number 2 to try to give Hillsboro a lead by a dozen. Shetter's free throw on the way and off the front of the rim. Rebound Jerry Von Falkenstein. He'll outlet Reed Urban. Urban sets up, 3-point shot from the wing off the back of the iron. Rebound Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft going to find Von Falkenstein underneath. The assist from Ravenscroft to Von Falkenstein, making it look easy. Hillsboro up by the baker's dozen. Up the floor comes Height. Height cross court to Texley. Texley into the corner to Houston. Houston out front to Schultz. Back to Houston. Now Schultz, Height, and Texley. Texley out on the wing. Houston, Height. Height, 12-foot jump shot on the way, a little short. Rebound Zach Morin. Morin will let Von Falkenstein up the floor to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft, 12-foot jumper doesn't go. Rebound Quinn Shetter, right back up with it. Shetter will go to the line again for 2 free throws. Those 2 he earned. Waiting in the wings to check in, I see Joseph Cairns and probably Isaac Tyne. Maybe Jaron Hansen for the Cardinals waiting to check in. Quinn Shetter to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And he'll make that one. So Shetter on the board as Tyne and Cairns will check in for Urban and Von Falkenstein. Jaron Hansen's going to check in for Texley. And Shetter with his second free throw, and he made that. He just had to get dialed in, folks. Hillsboro up by 15. Personal foul was on 32. Caden Schultz, that's his first personal. with the ball, working the front court. He'll get it to Jaron Hansen. Hansen to Schultz. Actually, that's Lofquist. Now Schultz with the ball. Now Jaron Hansen, Schultz. Lofquist and Schultz, 32 and 34. I'm getting them mixed up. I don't know what to do. But we got a rebound by 32. That's Schultz. And Necedah just having a hard time getting the ice off the top of that basket. And Isaac Tyne on the fast break will deliver. And up the floor comes Jake Height. You'll find underneath Caden Schultz. Now Lofquist. Lofquist to Height. Height in the far corner to Jaron Hansen. We're going to have our first Hillsboro foul. This one on Zach Morin. That's Zach's first personal, of course, and Hillsboro's first team foul. Hinckley to check in. That'd be Aaron Hinckley. He's going to step in for Mason Houston. Actually, Houston stays on the floor. 32, I believe. Caden Schultz takes a break. Houston with the ball into the front court for the Cardinals. Houston comes near side to Lofquist, and it's stolen by Zach Morin. And Zach up the right side and in. So far, Zach leading the way here in the first half as the Tigers out to a 19-point lead. Height with the ball into the front court, and now to Height. Houston had the ball. Houston takes a shot, misses it. Hinckley there to try to clean up the garbage, can't do it. Zach Morin with the rebound. He'll bring it up the floor himself. Now he pushes it up. Tyne and the Quinn Shetter for three, a little bit wide. And rebound by Jaron Hansen. Outlet to Height, and Height will bring the ball up the floor for the Cardinals. Height to Lofquist. And tried to find Height on a give and go. It goes out of bounds. Off of Height. Into the game is Reed Urban returning and David Johnson back into the game. Ravenscroft and Morin will take a break. Reed Urban with the ball into the front court for Hillsboro. Comes near side to Isaac Tyne. Tyne with the ball. He comes down in the corner to Reed Urban. Urban's going to get fouled. They're going to charge Jaron Hansen with a foul on the floor. That's Necedah's third personal foul. Jaron Hansen's first personal. Checking into the game is Philip Hines and Blaze Texley. As Hansen and Houston will take a break. Quinn Shetter for the Tigers on the near baseline to inbound the ball. The Shetter inbound pass into Urban. Now out to Tyne. Tyne near the top of the key. Goes far side to Shetter. Shetter clear across court to Urban. Urban back to Tyne and now to Shetter. Hillsboro working the ball well. Tried to get it into Cairns. It's going to be stolen by Stephen Lofquist. Hines will pick up the ball and outlet to Jake Height. Height brings the ball up for Necedah. A long shot by Lofquist doesn't go. Rebound outlet to Isaac Tyne. Tyne to Urban. Urban in the front court for the Tigers. Tries to force it inside. Hillsboro trying to make things happen that just aren't there right now. Height with the ball and into the front court for Necedah. Blaze Texley with the ball. And he'll dump it into Hinckley. A double bounce pass. Two bouncers and now back to Texley. Texley with the ball now to Hines. Hines with the ball. Now to Texley. Texley back out to Lofquist. Lofquist working top of the key and now to Hinckley. Hinckley drives in against Johnson. Up and out. Rebound Isaac Tyne. Now Hillsboro's got to be wondering if they can throw a shutout here in the first half. Off the rim goes for the three-pointer for Quinn Shetter. David Johnson saves it, but right into the hands of Texley, and he'll outlet the Height. And Necedah will bring the ball up the floor and set their offense. Height with the ball. He'll come near side to Texley. Texley to Lofquist. Lofquist with the ball near the top of the key. He'll get it back to Height. Height now works down free throw line just inside. 8-foot jumper and in. There goes the shutout. All I had to do is jinx it. Height with Necedah's first 2 points. And Quinn Shetter brings the ball up in the front court. Now near side to Reed Urban. Urban to Shatter. Shatter driving right baseline, pulls up, 14-foot jump shot, doesn't go. Fight for the rebound, and we're going to have it tied up. Possession arrow in Necedah, as Hinckley and Johnson and Cairns all had hands on. Checking into the game for Hillsboro is Ravenscroft, Will Richardson, and Jerry Von Falkenstein. And Poulter back into the game for Necedah. And Husted back in the game. Husted with the ball. Husted to Poulter. Poulter on the far wing with the ball. Poulter driving down, free throw line, gets stopped, comes near side to Husted. Husted back out to Poulter. Poulter to Husted. Husted on the near wing. Husted to Hines. Hines now goes far side to Poulter. Poulter gets knocked away, now he drives in. 11-foot jump shot from Poulter off the rim. Rebound is chased out of bounds, be Hillsboro's ball. And Reed Urban on the far baseline to inbound for the Tigers. And Miles Ravenscroft brings the ball up court into Isaac Tyne on the near side. Tyne to Urban. Urban with the ball, now to Tyne. Tyne will get it to Jerry Von Falkenstein. Free throw line, and Miles Ravenscroft will knock down the three-pointer from 20 feet away. And Hillsboro's lead now to 20. And we're going to have a full timeout called by the Necedah Cardinals. I'd like to thank Patty Bruja and Suzanne Gandy of the Tiger Fan Club for supporting the Hillsboro Tiger Athletic Booster Club, and Hillsboro Equipment, Mawson Equipment, Slama's Lawn and Sports. They've got their big sale on now. Get your lawn mowers in, get your parts ready, get to Hillsboro Equipment. Thank you to Huffmester Insurance Agency for all your insurance needs. See Huffmester Insurance downtown Hillsboro. Mr. B Smokehouse Meats. They'll be open tomorrow from 12 to 5 and Saturday from 8 to 1. Get your Valentine's Day meats quickly from Mr. B's Meats. I believe they got a ribeye steak special. Last year they had the heart-shaped ribeyes. I don't know if they have the heart-shaped ribeyes this year. Jill's shaking her head no, but they do have a ribeye steak special. They taste the same as the heart-shaped ones. And of course they've got all kinds of bratwurst and sausage. Don't forget to get the sausage down there. We come back after the Necedah timeout. Hillsboro with 5 timeouts left, the full complement. Necedah with 3. On the floor for Hillsboro, Von Falkenstein, Morin, Ravenscroft, Will Richardson, and Reed Urban. Hines, Texley, Hinckley, Poulter, and Husted on the floor for the Cardinals. They'll get the ball to Texley on the far wing. They'll come to Hines near the top of the key. Hines with the ball. Stuck in traffic, looking where to go. He'll get it to Poulter. Poulter with the ball. He'll drive down, free throw line. It's stolen by Jerry Von Falkenstein. And he's dribbling up the right side, coast to coast, up off the glass and in for Jerry. Jerry taking charge. And up the floor comes Husted. Husted to Texley. Texley to Poulter. Poulter with the ball. Poulter driving. He'll jump pass over to Husted. Long 3 on the way. Rattles around the rim. Rebound. Jerry Von Falkenstein. Jerry will again push it up the floor. Jerry coast to coast and up the middle off the back of the iron. Couldn't get his own rebound. Hinckley will come down to hit for the Cardinals. Outlet to Poulter. And Poulter will bring the ball up into play for Necedah. Come near side to Hines. Hines with the ball. He'll get it to Husted and now Poulter. Poulter to Hines. Hines near side to Husted. Now he needs help, and he'll get it out to Poulter. Having trouble handling the ball, eating that Hillsboro H Club hot buttered popcorn, and having trouble hanging on to the ball tonight. Blaze Texley, he'll get it back out to Mason Husted, and now at Hines. Hinckley driving in underneath, and it's blocked by Jerry Von Falkenstein. Ravenscroft will pick up the loose ball, pump it up the floor all the way. He gets blocked by Husted. Zach Morin with the rebound. And now Reed Urban for 3 and off the front of the rim. Swatting at the ball. Lucky they aren't getting fouls, and there's a foul now. It'll be on the ground on the rebound as Hinckley comes on with a foul. We're going to have a Hillsboro foul. Only the second foul on Hillsboro, but it's also the second team or second personal foul on Zach Morin. So Hillsboro 2 fouls. Morin has them both, and David Johnson quickly going to check in now for Jerry Von Falkenstein. Nice for sure he's coming in for Zach, but let Zach play. Poulter up the floor with the ball rather. Poulter on the ball. And there some funky, fancy dribbling he's got there, and he's going to throw it just out of the hands of Jaron Hansen, who's now in the game. And Hillsboro will take possession of the ball. Coming into the game is Isaac Tyne for Ravenscroft. David Johnson inbound the ball. He'll get it into Reed Urban. Urban near side to Tyne. Tyne in the front court with the ball. Tyne back to Urban, and now down in the corner to Zach Morin. Finds Johnson. Johnson going to bounce it into Will Richardson, and Richardson will give it a home off the Johnson assist. And up the floor comes Height. Height with a jump stop and throws the ball out of bounds. It'll be a Hillsboro ball on the turnover. And Reed Urban inbound to Johnson. Johnson back to Urban, and Urban will bring the ball up and set the Hillsboro offense. Come near side to Tyne. Tyne working the ball near the top of the key. He'll bring it near side to Urban. Urban clear across court to Zach Morin. 3-point shot just outside the ring. Doesn't get it. Reed Urban rebound. David Johnson, and now Tyne with the ball. Tyne's going to take his nut. He didn't take his shot. Urban to Zach Morin. Morin's going to try to feed it in. Jerry Von Falkenstein. Hinckley steals the ball for the Cardinals. Outlet to Poulter. And Poulter up the floor for the Cardinals. Poulter will try to feed it into Hinckley, and Hinckley zigged when Poulter thought he was going to zag, and the ball goes out of bounds. Hines will come into the game for Necedah. Joseph Cairns in the game, and Quinn Shetter back into the game for the Tigers. Shetter with the ball, and up the floor he'll come and set the Hillsboro offense. Shetter goes to the far side to Von Falkenstein. Joseph Cairns at the free throw line. He'll kick it back out to Tyne. Shetter and now Von Falkenstein into David Johnson. Going to feed Cairns. Cairns up in his foul. Joseph Cairns will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws for the Tigers. The official call on the foul is going to be on Mason Husted. That's his first personal. Necedah's 3rd team foul. Joseph Cairns to the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Tigers. Cairns' first free throw up and off the back of the iron. Hillsboro kind of struggling. They needed to go to the weight room before the game and get their arms wore out. They're just throwing the ball up a little bit too far. And Joseph will roll that one around and around and around and in. So Joseph on the board for the Tigers for the first time tonight with his first point. As Houston brings the ball up the floor, finds Hines on the far wing. Hines dribbling down. He'll take the jump shot up high off the glass. Hinckley there trying to clean up the garbage. Nobody can get the rebound. And finally, little Isaac Tyne will come out of the... That's that wrestling. He can scrap for that loose ball, and he comes up with it. And now Tyne's pass be stolen by Hines, rather. Tyne's pass by Hines. And Houston and now Height back in the game. He's going to drive the right side, up and off the wrong side of the backboard. And they're going to say it's out of bounds, Hillsboro ball. Quinn Shetter to inbound far baseline to Jerry Von Falkenstein. And Jerry, the tallest guard in the business, brings the ball up the floor. Now near side to Isaac Tyne. Tyne back to Von Falkenstein to Joe Cairns. Cairns gets it out to Shetter. Shetter back out to Von Falkenstein. Tried to get it underneath the streaking David Johnson. It's going to go off the hands of Hinckley and out of bounds. Hillsboro will have the ball, and we're going to have a timeout called by the Hillsboro coach, Kurt Hildreth, a 30-second timeout. Hillsboro with a 25-point lead with 33 seconds left to play, and I'm sure that they're going to set up to get at least 2 more points here or take the last shot of the half. And Coach Hildreth drawing up the magic play now with 30 seconds left. And during that JV reserve game, visiting with a couple Necedah coaches and listening to their players in the stands. And they had kind of a neat cheer when their team threw it over the backboard. The team would holler, one person would holler, how far? And the rest of them would say, too far. And so far, Hillsboro, that's been the story for them. Even though leading by 25, a lot of their shots have been too far tonight. Quinn Shetter will dump the ball into Joseph Cairns, and Cairns, he'll get that easy jumper, and that's what they were looking for. Not necessarily the last shot, but at least come out of that possession with 2 points. And now Houston with the ball. He'll dump it into Jaron Hansen. Hansen driving down the right side into traffic. Turns around, jump shot off the top of the backboard. And I asked Jill, how far? Too far. Right over the top of the backboard. So Hillsboro, 10 seconds left. They got another opportunity here to add to their lead. And Quinn Shetter to David Johnson, 8-foot jump shot high off the board. There's Joseph Cairns putting away the garbage to give Hillsboro a commanding halftime lead. Hillsboro 31, Necedah 2 at the half. Unofficial scoring for your Hillsboro Tigers. They're being led by Jerry Von Falkenstein, or rather Zach Morin is leading the way with 7. Jerry Von Falkenstein 6. Miles Ravenscroft 5. Joseph Cairns with 5. David Johnson 2. Quinn Shetter 2. Will Richardson 2. And Isaac Tyne 2 for a total of 31. The lone basket belongs to Jake Height of the Necedah Cardinals. He's got a deuce to keep the big goose egg off the board for Necedah. With that, I'm going to step away and eat some of my Pizza Hut pizza from the Hillsboro Choirs fundraiser. And I'll be back in about 7 minutes with second half action. So we enter our final minute of halftime as Hillsboro leads the Necedah Cardinals 31 to Necedah's 2. Leading the way in scoring for Hillsboro, Zach Morin with 7, Jerry Von Falkenstein 6, Miles Ravenscroft, Joseph Cairns with 5 apiece. And adding 2 points apiece, David Johnson, Quinn Shetter, Will Richardson, and Isaac Tyne. 2 lone points, 1 big deuce, dropped by the Necedah Cardinals by Jake Height. So both teams go to their benches and ready themselves for second half action. It appears that Hillsboro will have the ball to open the second half on the floor for the Cardinals. Remington Powder, Jake Height, Aaron Hinckley, Blaze Texley, and Mason Husted on the floor for the Cardinals. The Tigers taking a lot of time, and the fans explaining to the referee, you can just put the ball on the floor and start counting, as Hillsboro taking an extended amount of time to get this ball inbounded off the bench. Jerry Von Falkenstein will inbound Quinn Shetter, Zach Morin, David Johnson, and Reed Urban round out the Tiger 5. Shetter to Von Falkenstein to Reed Urban. Urban tries to get it into Morin. It's going to be picked up, loose ball. Hinckley. He'll get it to Height. Height to Houston. Houston in the front court for the Cardinals. Houston to Height. Now Powder. Necedah has never led in this game. Closest it's been is 0-0. Powder with the ball. He'll get it to Height. And now Houston in the corner. He'll dump it into Hinckley. Hinckley dribbling, driving, and we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Jerry Von Falkenstein. Not very many fouls called in this game. I believe that's foul number 1 on Jerry. And it is, and it's, of course, the first team foul for Hillsboro in the second half. Hinckley to the line to shoot 2 free throws. First shot on the way, and boy, he made that just like there's nothing to it. Shot was straight, flat as an arrow, but in it goes. They all count the same. And Hinckley, another nice flat shot, that one off the front of the rim. David Johnson muscles the ball down on the rebound, outlet to Von Falkenstein, and up the court, Jerry goes. A little Euro stepping in for Jerry. He's now leading the way with 8 points for the Tigers. Houston brings the Cardinals up into the front court, near the top of the key, and he'll get it to Height. Height to Poulter. Poulter with the ball. Poulter to Houston for 3. And Mason Houston on the board for his first time tonight, 3 points. Reed Urban comes near side, Jerry Von Falkenstein. He's driving left side now, kicks out Zach Morin. Morin goes cross court, Urban for 3, and Urban, a lot of glass on that one. Quinn Shetter will get out the ball. Jerry Von Falkenstein, Zach Morin, they'll get it to Shetter again. And now Shetter driving baseline. He'll kick it out to Reed Urban. Urban to Zach Morin. This will be an over and back haul. Now to go out of bounds instead. Hillsboro would rather have a turnover for lack of hustle than have a turnover by a violation. So inbounding the ball, Jake Height. And he'll get it to Houston and Texley, and Height with a jump shot doesn't go. Rebound Von Falkenstein. Outlet to Morin. Morin will push it up the floor to David Johnson. Johnson falling, and a loose ball is going to be picked up by Poulter, and outlet to Jake Height. And Height will come reset the Cardinal offense. Texley now at the wall top of the key, and now to Houston. Houston with the ball. He'll come near side to Height. Height to Poulter. Poulter with the ball. Dribbles down. Free throw line. Gets it to Houston. Long 3 on the way. Doesn't go. Rebound Jerry Von Falkenstein. Outlet Quinn Shetter off to the races. Up the right side. Lays it up and in. Quinn Shetter now 4 points on the night. Mason Houston will bring the ball up the floor and set the offense. Houston in the front court, comes near side to Blaze Texley. Texley inside to Hinckley. Hinckley off his knees and right into David Johnson's hands. He'll outlet to Von Falkenstein. Now Quinn Shetter. Shetter with the ball. He'll dump it to Jerry Von Falkenstein. He'll dump it across David Johnson underneath. Johnson inside out game. Back out to Shetter. Shetter now to Urban. Urban for three off the front of the iron. Jerry Von Falkenstein picking up the garbage and putting it in the can. 10 points now for Jerry on the night. And Houston will bring the ball up for the Cardinals into the front court, set the Cardinal offense. Houston with the ball. Mason to the near side. He'll try to get it into Hinckley, and it's stolen by Reed Urban. Urban up the floor. He'll get it to Jerry Von Falkenstein. He'll take the assist and drop it in for 12 points now on the night for Jerry. And once again, we got Height this time bringing the ball up. Poulter with the ball, temporarily knocked away by Johnson. Now they're going to find Hinckley. Free throw line, he'll kick it to the outside. Houston, Poulter now with the ball. Poulter driving down right side and now to Houston. Houston back out to Poulter. Poulter across court to Height. Height driving left side, 12-foot jump shot way short. It's going to go off the hands of Jerry Von Falkenstein. The ball should stay with Necedah. Checking into the game. Wow, we got a host of Caden Schultz is in. I believe Adam Bunk is in. And 34 is Stephen Lofquist. Hillsboro's got Isaac Tyne, who came into the game. Joseph Cairns into the game for the Tigers. Lofquist with the ball up in the front court. He'll get it to Texley. Blaze Texley with the ball. He'll go far side to Bunk. Bunk inside Schultz. And now back to Bunk. Bunk looking for some help. He'll get it out to Height. Height on the far wing. He'll try to drop it in. The ball stolen by Jerry Von Falkenstein. And we're going to have a timeout. Kurt Hildreth. What do we call those kind of timeouts, Jill? Possession timeouts. Jerry laying on the floor, and Coach Hildreth didn't want to lose the ball to a traveling violation. He calls a timeout, and Hillsboro will retain possession of the ball. Both teams with 3 timeouts apiece. I'm getting the stare down from my color commentator, Jill. So Hillsboro with a very comfortable 33-point lead here. Still early on in the second half, but I don't see this one slipping away. On the floor for the Tigers, Isaac Tyne, Joseph Cairns, Jerry Von Falkenstein. I almost called him Lily. What do you think of that? Quinn Shetter and Reed Urban. Quinn Shetter to inbound the ball for the Tigers into Jerry Von Falkenstein. Back to Shetter, and Shetter will set the Hillsboro offense. Shetter goes far side to Urban. Urban inside to Jerry Von Falkenstein. Up the right side, can't connect on the lay-in. Rebound is going to go. Oh, I think it's Stephen Lofquist, and it is. Height to Lofquist. Lofquist out front. Now to Blaze Texley. They'll get it to Bunk. Adam Bunk, I believe it is. Height with the ball to Texley. Texley's going to feed it into Schultz. Schultz a little bit too strong. Isaac Tyne with the rebound. He'll outlet to the tallest guard in the conference, Jerry Von Falkenstein. He gets it to Shetter. Shetter, 12-foot jump shot, does not go. Joseph Cairns rebounds it, but gets his saving pass stolen by Jake Height. And Height to the far side to Lofquist. Now Texley. Texley threw it to Height, and Height zigged when he should have zagged, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a turnover to the Tigers. Into the game for the Cardinals, Max Vogel and Mason Houston back in. In the game for the Tigers is Zach Morin's back into the game. David Johnson back into the game for the Tigers. Urban with the ball. He'll go far side to Tyne. Tyne on the far wing with the ball. Now out front to Morin, near side to Urban. Urban feeds David Johnson and tried to. Cairns lost it, but Urban tracked down the loose ball. Now Morin with the ball out in the front court. Zach over to Isaac Tyne. Tyne back out front to Urban, and now Zach Moore, and he's going to feed David Johnson inside now. Inside-out game going. Isaac Tyne, they come near side to Zach Morin. Morin's going to feed it in to Joseph Cairns, and Cairns is going to get his ball picked off by Mason Husted and the Cardinals. And the Cardinals will bring the ball back the other way. And it doesn't take long at all for Max Vogel to launch a three-pointer and get nothing but the hardwood floor underneath it. Hillsboro come away with the loose ball. David Johnson, Urban, and now Isaac Tyne. Tyne back to Urban. Urban out near the top of the key with the ball, now out front to Zach Morin. To Tyne. Cross court, loose ball. Morin will track it down. Reed Urban with the ball. He'll bounce in David Johnson, free throw line. Isaac Tyne, Zach Morin. Morin cross court, Reed Urban, three-point shot from the wing, a little short. David Johnson trying to clean up the garbage. There's Joseph Cairns, and he'll go to the line to shoot too, as nobody can drop the ball in the hole. Necedah struggled, only scoring 2 points on that basket in the first half. Now Hillsboro struggling a little bit underneath. Joseph Cairns to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Personal foul on number 32, Caden Schultz, as Cairns makes the first free throw. Schultz's second personal, Necedah's first team foul of the second half. Joseph Cairns will line up for shot number 2, and he'll make them both. Joseph now with 7 points on the night. Checking in is Aaron Hinckley. And he'll come in for Stephen Lofquist. Houston will inbound the ball to Max Vogel and back to Houston. Houston brings the ball up to set the Cardinal offense. Here go far side to Schultz. And referee's getting pretty lax at blowing their whistle. I don't think they want to run out of air. They could blow the whistle non-stop right now in this game. Max Vogel. He'll get it to Hinckley. Hinckley to Houston, top of the key, off the back of the iron. Hinckley trying to get it. Loose ball on the ground, and there's Joseph Cairns, and he's off to the races up the right side. He's going to try to pass a jump pass that's picked off by Mason Husted in midair. And now to Bunk and the far side to Schultz. Schultz to Vogel. Vogel with the ball. Finds Bunk. Bunk back out to Houston, and now Vogel. Vogel couldn't get it to Houston, but Schultz will track down the loose ball, and now to Bunk. David Johnson with good defense will knock the ball out of bounds up into the stands. Necedah will retain possession of the ball as Adam Bunk will go over it inbound. Quinn Shetter now entering the game for David Johnson. Keegan Stalkey into the game for the first time for the Tigers. A pass, it goes off the rim, and Hinckley couldn't get to it to tap it in. Isaac Tyne tracks it down, moves up the court. There's Joseph Cairns. He can't get the shot to go off the Tyne attempted assist. Hinckley with the rebound. He'll outlet the Vogel. And now to Bunk, Adam Bunk. He'll pass it in to Hinckley. Hinckley up the right side, and he's going to get fouled by Keegan Stalkey. That'll be Stalkey's first personal foul. Hillsboro's second team foul, then Hinckley to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Aaron Hinckley's first free throw on the way and off the front of the iron. Boy, his shot never gets more than 2 inches above the rim. It's just a... And that one off the rim against the backboard down. They all count the same, I guess. Hinckley now 2 points on the night for the red and black. Shetter with the ball in the front court. Now back to Reed Urban. Urban driving down left side. He gets stuck in traffic, and he'll find Shetter, but Hinckley will pick the ball off. Joseph Cairns will get called for a foul, as Cairns was all over him. And Cairns will take a seat as Will Richardson is going to check into the game for the Tigers. Houston will inbound the ball to Height and right back to Houston. And Houston into the front court for Necedah. Houston near side. Houston will dump it off to Bunk. And it's stolen by Reed Urban, and ball falls out of bounds. Necedah will retain possession of the ball. Checking in is Gunnar Moeller. for the first time tonight. And Houston with the ball out to Bunk. Bunk tries to get it to Hinckley, and I don't know if it went off Hinckley's fingertips or just out of reach and out of bounds. Hillsboro takes the ball. They'll inbound to Quinn Shetter, and Shetter up the floor for the Tigers. Shetter goes far side to Moeller. Moeller far side wing. He'll get it back out. Shetter in the front court. Quinn Shetter. We got to start calling him Quinn Shetter now because Abe will be in the game shortly. Gunnar Moeller, trouble finding a handle on the ball. He'll dump it in Stalky now. Stalky will get it Will Richardson. Richardson having trouble. Going to have to move out of the lane. He does. Isaac Tyne now. There's Moeller, 22-foot three-point shot on the way. Doesn't go. Rebound Blaze Texley. Outlet to Jake Height, and up the floor come the Cardinals. Height again getting his numbers crossed down there and launches another one out of bounds right to the girls' restroom. And here comes Abe Shetter as expected, but he'll come in for Quinn Shetter. And Gunnar Moeller into Abe Shetter, and up the floor comes Shetter to set the Hillsboro offense. Near side to Isaac Tyne. Tyne to Shetter to Moeller. Moeller looking for some help. Back out front, Abe Shetter near side to Isaac Tyne. Isaac Tyne up to Abe Shetter, now Moeller. Gunnar Moeller clear across court, and a fight for the ball is stolen by Height. Height quickly up the right side. 25 steps, no travel call. Blaze Texley can't put away the garbage, and Will Richardson will bring down the rebound. Officials just ready to get this one done with. Isaac Tyne, and this one's going to be stolen by Mason. Height there to clean up the garbage off the Houston miss. Height now with 4 points on the night for the Cardinals. Moeller with the ball. He'll force it into Stalky. Stalky's pass is stolen by Adam Bunk and tipped out of bounds. Hillsboro tending to struggle with this team, and this is the players on the floor right now are about the same players that played in the varsity reserve game, or junior varsity reserve game. It shouldn't be this big a struggle. Moeller to Richardson to Tyne to Shetter for three. Abe Shetter way short on that one. And into the game is Conrad Borzan. And they're going to, Necedah they can't get on the same page with their passes. They launch another one out of bounds, and Jaden Burnett now checking into the game for the first time. He'll come in for Isaac Tyne. Burnett with the ball. He'll dump it off to Shetter. Shetter back to Burnett, now Moeller. Moeller with the ball. He'll dump it in. Keegan Stalky turned around, jump shot. Keegan Stalky giving it a home. His first 2 points of the night. And up the floor comes Houston and the Cardinals. They'll go far side to Schultz, Texley, and now Borzheim to Houston to Lofquist. And the ball goes out of bounds to be Hillsboro's ball. Not a whole lot going right for the Cardinals tonight, as the Tigers well in control of this one. Moeller brings the ball up, goes far side to Burnett. Burnett clear across court to Shetter. Shetter now finds Will Richardson driving middle of the lane, up and doesn't go, but Will Richardson will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Tigers. Foul on Stephen Lofquist. Richardson's first shot on the way and off the back of the iron. Lofquist's first personal, team's second team foul. Only 5 fouls called in the second half. Referees letting them play. And Burnett will run down the rebound on the second missed free throw opportunity. There's Moeller. Long range, 22 feet, doesn't go. Loose ball on the floor and a jump ball. That's the first jump ball of the second half. So first change of the possession arrow, as Borzheim will inbound to Houston, and Houston will bring the ball up the floor for the Cardinals. They'll get it inside to Texley. Nice move on the right side and in. And plays Texley on the board of this first deuce of the night. Move the Cardinals into double digits. And cut the lead to 31. There's Will Richardson with a fancy move and a throw off of Keegan Stolke's mitts and out of bounds. Entering the game now, Joey Daniels for the Tigers. And Joey's going to come in and take Gunnar Moeller's place. So Joey will be playing that wing guard. And they're putting Joey in defensive position now. Texley with the ball. Texley gets it into Lofquist. Lofquist driving right side. Blocked by Will Richardson. Now they're going to call a foul on Lofquist, I believe, trying to get his ball back after it was blocked. They say he stepped out of bounds, is what they're saying. Abe Shetter with the ball for the Tigers. They'll go to Joey Daniels, who will loft a three in the air off the front of the rim, and it's going to be rebounded by Borzheim. Outlet to Houston, and up the floor comes Necedah. Houston working the ball on the right side. He gets in the lane, turns around, jump shot off the glass and in. Houston now 5 points on the night to lead the Cardinals. Shetter up the floor to find Joey Daniels. 22-foot shot, way strong. Keegan Stolke with the rebound. Abe Shetter. Shetter over to Joey Daniels. Joey Daniels backs up, 24-footer on the way. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Joey Daniels. He's on the board with 3 points. And gets Hillsboro their 33-point lead back. Blaze Texley with the ball on the near side. Now to Houston will launch a three, doesn't go. Rebound Jaden Burnett. Jaden Burnett to Shetter. Abe Shetter up the floor with the ball. Shetter will go far side to Joey Daniels. Daniels launches one high in the air and off the backboard. Will Richardson outlet to Daniels. Daniels, another three-pointer on the shot. Well short. Texley with the rebound. They were looking for Joey to get an assist tonight, but it doesn't look like he's working on the assist very hard. Shot missed by Houston, rebounded by Richardson, outlet to Burnett. Burnett up the floor, he'll get it to Joey Daniels. Joey Daniels, long shot on the way again, off the iron, and it's going to go out of bounds. Abe Shetter giving chase, but couldn't quite get to it. Necedah checking in some players into the game. We've got Max Vogel, Caden Schultz back in the game, and Adam Bunk back into the game for Necedah. Vogel with the ball will come up the court and set the Necedah offense. Vogel to Hinkler. Boy, we got 241s playing. I've been calling the wrong one the whole time. Well, I know it's not Cody Quinnell. He's a senior. So Joey Daniels saves it from going out of bounds. Skies went into the air. Keegan Stolke could have grabbed it too. Instead, he outlets to Joey Daniels. And Borzheim with the rebound and brings the ball up the floor. Very unselfish team for the Tigers on the floor. Final minute of play on this varsity reserve game. Hinckley with the ball. He'll get it to Adam Bunk. Bunk with a long shot, three-pointer, rattles it around and in. So Adam Bunk on the board with his first points of the night. 3 points for Bunk. Shetter brings the ball up. Joey Daniels, 27 feet away, and he's 4 feet short. He needs to take about 2 steps in if he's going to make that shot. The ball goes out of bounds. And that's very well could have been Joey's last shot. Max Vogel brings the ball up into the front court. He'll go to Borzheim. Borzheim driving right side, up and off the rim. Rebound, Will Richardson. Hillsboro quickly up the floor. Shetter with the ball. He'll get it to Joey Daniels. He's a little closer this time, only 22 feet. Up and misses. Stolke rebound, outlet to Daniels, who takes 2 more steps back, and that one off the back of the rim. And that's going to just about do it. 5 seconds left. And Necedah's going to get, Necedah travels and throws it over the backboard. Your final here, varsity reserve action, Hillsboro 46, Necedah 16. Unofficial scoring for Hillsboro, they were led by Jerry Von Falkenstein's 12 points. Zach Morin with 7. Joseph Cairns with 7. Miles Ravenscroft 5. Quinn Shetter 4. Joey Daniels 3. David Johnson 2. Will Richardson 2. Keegan Stolke 2. And Isaac Tyne 2 for the Tigers 46. For the Necedah Cardinals, unofficially, they were led by Mason Houston's 5, Jake Height with 4, Adam Bunk 3, Blaze Texley with 2, and Aaron Hinckley with 2 points. So we'll step away from the mic. In about 15 minutes, we will have varsity action, Scenic Bluffs Conference, the Hillsboro Tigers welcoming the Necedah Cardinals to town. Stay tuned for the Friday night action. Is Necedah coming in with a team with nothing to lose, and they beat Royal last week by 10 points, I think. So they took it right to the Royal Panthers, and right now Hillsboro and Royal tied at 7-4. Hillsboro, of course, with that head-to-head win for the advantage to take third place behind Cashton and Bangor. The only losses Hillsboro has suffered on the season. So I'll be back in about 14 minutes with a short pregame, and we're going to go mute now. So you don't have to listen to the bad music. All right.
Just putting it up turns it off? No, putting it down by your mouth turns it on. Oh, yeah.
So there you have it, our starting lineups for tonight's game. Again, for the Necedah Cardinals, Isaac Hunkins, Jack Harriod, Sam Rotundi, Will Van Hoof, and Carson Wilhorn. For the Tigers, Ben Copeman, Isaiah Stokes, Talon Hildreth, Noah Burmaster, Russell Jackson. I'm Bob Steckel. I have the lovely Kira Bazaric here with me tonight for a little color. And to start it out, we're going to have Russell Jackson and Isaac Hunkins with the jump ball. As our officials get everybody set, we get the blow of the whistle, and we're off. Hillsboro will control the tip. Talon Hildreth with the ball on the far side, and here in the front court, who dump it, knocked out of bounds by Sam Rotundi. Ben Copeman on near the Necedah bench to inbound the ball. He'll dump it into Noah Burmaster. Burmaster with the ball in front court. And it's this one knocked out of bounds by Jack Harried. And Noah Burmaster now near baseline to inbound the ball for the Tigers. Burmaster will dump it in, and Burmaster slowly getting out of bounds. Will catch the ball out of bounds after being tipped a few times. Need a little more hustle on that Hillsboro team as the inbound pass goes to Rotundi and now back to Will Van Hoof, near side to Hunkins. Harried with the ball on the near wing. Rotundi with the ball near top key, driving in the right side, is stolen by Burmaster. Outlet to Hildreth to Koopman for three from the wing, and just like against Cashton, Hildreth opens the game, or rather Koopman opens the game with a three-pointer to give Hillsboro the early lead. Rotundi up the floor he'll go to Hunkins on the far wing. Hunkins to Harriet. Harriet with the ball front court, now to Rotundi. Rotundi to Hunkins. Hunkins drives the right side, up and in. And Hillsboro's going to have to shut down the inside, or it's going to be a long night for the Tigers. Hildreth will go far side to Burmaster. Burmaster to Copeman. Copeman brings the ball back out front, loses the ball, scramble for the loose ball, and they say off of Hunkins, so it'll be Hillsboro ball. Talon Hildreth near sideline to inbound the ball to Copeman.
Necedah doing a really good job right away of applying pressure on those top guards in the top of their zone. Hillsboro going to need to do a little bit of a better job taking care of the ball, otherwise they're going to get into some pretty quick turnovers.
And Noah Burmaster will knock down the three-point lead to get Hillsboro's lead out to 4. Will Van Hoof on the near side, out to Hunkins in the front court. Rotundi down low on this block. He'll turn around, take a little jump shot off the glass, rebound Talon Hildreth. Quickly up the floor, Noah Burmaster, now Hildreth. Copeman with the ball on the far side wing. He'll bring the ball near side to Hildreth, and now to Burmaster. Another three-point shot on the way. He'll rim it out. Rebound Isaiah Stokes up hard, and now we're going to have the ball tied up between Jackson and Carson Wilhorn. Necedah's ball by the possession arrow, and they'll inbound to Rotundi, and Rotundi to Harriet, and up the floor come the Cardinals. Hunkins working the ball against Jackson. He rims it out. Rebound Isaiah Stokes. Stokes brings the ball up for the Tigers. Here come Ben Copeman and now Jackson in the near corner. Jackson back out front to Copeman. Burmaster. And now back out Copeman in the front court. 20-foot three-pointer on the way. Partially blocked. Hunkins going to come down with it. Outlet to Rotundi. And Rotundi up the floor for Necedah. We'll get it to Wilhorn. Wilhorn to Hunkins. Hunkins out front to Van Hoof. Van Hoof knocked away by Hildreth, giving chase. Van Hoof on the floor. He'll get it to Hunkins. Now Rotundi. Reverse lay-in, and Rotundi on the board for the Cardinals. Talon Hildreth quickly up the floor into the front court for Hillsboro. Go cross court to Copeman. Copeman to Hildreth. Hildreth to Copeman. Copeman works it into Stokes. Stokes to Burmaster back out front and out of bounds. And they say it's off for a red person, a red jersey. The Hillsboro will retain possession of the ball near the Necedah bench. Checking in for Necedah, Kenrick Saylor. Going to come in for Will Van Hoof. And Noah Burmaster inbound the ball into the backcourt to Talon Hildreth. Hildreth near side to Copeman. Ben Copeman with the ball. Get it to Hildreth. Hildreth back out to Copeman. And Hildreth's pass stolen by Hunkins. Outlet to Rotundi, and up the floor come the Cardinals to set their offense. Near side to Saylor and out of bounds. Checking into the game for Necedah, Gage Garcia, and he'll check in for Carson Wilhorn. Talon Hildreth will accept the inbound pass and work the ball up into the front court for Hillsboro. Come across court to Copeman on the near side. Ben Copeman with the ball. Dump it to Hildreth. Hillsboro a bit sloppy with their passes here in the opening minutes. Hildreth going to work it in to Stokes. Stokes having trouble with the ball. Pulls up, 12-foot jumper, doesn't go. Rebound. Still loose on the floor. It's going to go to Gage Garcia. He's going to outlet to Rotundi, and Stokes is caught riding him up the floor for the first foul of the game. Stokes' first personal, Hillsboro's first team foul. Sam Rotundi on the near sideline inbound. He'll get it to Hunkins and right back to Rotundi. And Rotundi to Saylor, or rather Saylor now with the ball through his hands and out of bounds. Saylor having a hard time hanging onto that ball. And checking into the game, Riley Del Conte. So Necedah dumping substitutes early and often here. Now Hillsboro, Greg Hora and Parker Sculla in the game for Russell Jackson and Noah Burmaster respectively. Hildreth will take the Stokes pass and up court to Copeman. Copeman near side, he'll go to Hora. Hora in the near corner and back outside to Copeman across court to Hildreth. Hildreth to Sculla. Sculla, Hildreth, Copeman top of the key. Work around just inside the arc, long two, 18-footer off the glass. We're going to have a foul on Parker Sculla. That'll be Sculla's first personal, team second. And the ball will go over to the Cardinals. Jack Harriet. Inbound, the ball to Sam Rotundi. And Rotundi up to set the Cardinal offense. Rotundi near side to Hunkins. Hunkins to Harriet. Harriet, long three from off the top of the key. Doesn't go. Hora tracks down the loose ball rebound. Sculla and Hildreth now pushing the ball up the floor. They'll get it to Copeman. Copeman, 20-foot three from the corner. Not long enough, and Harriet will come down, or rather Hunkins with the rebound. Outlet to Rotundi. Rotundi to Garcia. Garcia back into Hunkins, out to Harriet. Harriet working middle of the lane. 8-foot jump shot around and out. And Hora will get fouled. Foul going against Garcia of Necedah. That'll be Garcia's first personal and first team foul for Necedah. Tyler Ravenscroft in the game now for Hillsboro. He'll check in for Ben Copeman. And Harriet will take a seat as Will Van Hoof will re-enter the game for Necedah. Hildreth up into the front court for Hillsboro and sets the Hillsboro offense. He'll go across court to Tyler Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft back near side to Hildreth for three from 20 feet out. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Talon Hildreth. And Hillsboro is going to have to come out to a big lead early if they're going to beat this Necedah team. This is really a tough Necedah team. Garcia with the ball on the far wing. And ball on the floor, a scrap for it. We're going to call it a jump ball. It looks like the scrappy Parker Sculla is going to tie up Sam Rotundi. Possession arrow Hillsboro, so Hillsboro will take the ball. Checking into the game for Necedah. Kenrick Saylor back into the game. As Hildreth brings the ball up front, sets the Hillsboro offense, goes far side to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft into the front court and back near side to Hildreth. Hildreth, 22-foot shot on the way off the back. The iron rebound fight between Hora and Hunkins, and they're going to say off of Hora. So Necedah will take the ball. Jack Harriet back into the game along with 21, Carson Wilhorn. Will Van Hoof with the ball. He'll bring the ball up into the front court for Necedah. From near side, Hunkins. Hunkins working the ball. Back out, Saylor. Wilhorn, and now Harriet. Near side. And Carson Wilhorn will knock down the three-pointer. And Hillsboro playing catch. Hildreth and Ravenscroft now find Parker Sculla wide open underneath, and he'll knock it down. And Will Van Hoof to bring the ball up for the Cardinals. He'll get it to Hunkins on the near wing. Hunkins cross court to Wilhorn. Wilhorn to Harriet for three from the wing. Off the back, the iron rebound, Greg Hora. Outlet Sculla, now to Hildreth, and up the floor come the Tigers. You'll find Tyler Ravenscroft on the far wing. Ravenscroft with the ball out into the front court. You'll find Hora, a dribble up the right side and in for Greg Hora. Hillsboro stretches their lead out to 6. Jack Harriet and Necedah will take a timeout, a 30-second timeout. What do you got to add, Kira? You got anything to say about that first 8 minutes?
It was a bit of a slow start for both teams, but I think a big thing for Hillsboro was getting in their spark players off the bench like Greg and Parker Making a great hustle play that translated into some easy offense on the other end. And then Ty Ravenscroft making the easy find for an easy bucket, and Greg Hora just finishing the easy ones that'll put Hillsboro a little bit further ahead than Necedah in this game.
You make great points. 2 of the 5 baskets scored from bench players tonight. And Hillsboro out to, well, through the first 8 minutes, 6-point lead. So on the floor for the Tigers after the timeout, Miles Ravenscroft will enter the game. Noah Burmester back into the game, rounded out by Tyler Ravenscroft, Greg Hora, and Parker Scala. Carson Wilhorn, Sam Rotundi, Jack Harriet, Will Van Hoof, and Kenrick Saylor on the floor for the Cardinals. Rotundi with the ball, he'll bring it near side to Saylor. Saylor driving down just inside the lane, back out to Wilhorn. Wilhorn to Van Hoof. Van Hoof, baseline, no, to Wilhorn, fight for the ball. And they're going to call a traveling call on Wilhorn. Carson Wilhorn rolling around with the ball. And checking in for Kenrick Saylor is Riley Del Conte. And the Ravenscroft brothers will bring the ball up the floor. Miles with the ball currently and over across court to Tyler. Now corner Noah Burmester for 3, and Noah Burmester will tickle the twine for his second 3 of the night. Hillsboro stretches their lead to 9. Sam Rotundi with the ball now in the front court for Necedah. To Wilhorn. Wilhorn near the free throw line to Harriet for 3 from the near wing, and Jack Harriet will rattle it home to answer the Hillsboro 3. And now the Ravenscroft brothers. Miles to Tyler. Tyler stuck in traffic. He'll get it out to Noah Burmester. Burmester back out front to Tyler Ravenscroft. Tyler Ravenscroft looking for help. He'll get it to Noah Burmester. Burmester, 12-foot jump shot up, a little short. Rebound Del Conte. Outlet Wilhorn, and now to Sam Rotundi. Rotundi up the floor for the Cardinals. He'll go to Del Conte, Wilhorn, and now Jack Harriet. Harriet's the danger zone there. Will Van Hoof back out to Wilhorn, and now Rotundi. Rotundi having trouble with the ball. He'll get in the lane. He'll drop it down. Rotundi gets the basket to go, and he will also go to the free throw line to shoot 1 free throw. Necedah only 46% free throw shooting as a team. Rotundi 52% free throw shooter himself. Hillsboro foul on Parker Scala, his first personal, team's 3rd. In the game for Hillsboro, Bill Steckel checking in along with Isaiah Stokes re-entering the game. Rotundi's free throw on the way, and he'll make it. And up the floor comes Miles Ravenscroft. He'll go across court to Burmester in the front court. Burmester near the top of the key now to Bill Steckel. Steckel back to Burmester. Burmester to Ravenscroft. Steckel in the corner. Steckel driving baseline. He'll feed Hora inside. Hora finds a handle back outside to Miles Ravenscroft. 11-foot jumper. Miles Ravenscroft will nail the 11-footer. And up the floor comes Sam Rotundi and the Cardinals. He'll go to Hunkins. Hunkins on the far wing, and now Will Van Hoof. Van Hoof to Del Conte. Del Conte working the far corner. Back out Harriet, and Isaiah Stokes steals the ball. Off to the races. Stokes up the left side is fouled. Isaiah Stokes is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. Stokes a 55% free throw shooter. Team 54% on the year. Personal foul, I believe, is on Jack Harriet. His first personal, team's 2nd. And Stokes to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And Stokes a little short, looking for his first point tonight. Russell Jackson enters the game for Greg Hora. Kenrick Saylor and Gage Garcia into the game for the Cardinals. Stokes' second shot on the way, and he knocks that one down. Stokes finally on the board for the Tigers. Harried inbound pass right back to Rotundi, and Sam Rotundi up the floor. They get it to Hunkins on the far side. Hunkins driving down inside the lane, tries to find Rotundi underneath. The ball goes out of bounds. And checking into the game for Miles Ravenscroft is Talon Hildreth. Stuckel inbound the ball on the far baseline into Hildreth, and Hildreth will bring the ball into play and set the Hillsboro offense in motion. He'll go cross court to Stuckel. Stuckel on the far wing with the ball. He'll bounce it into Jackson. Jackson having trouble with the ball. He'll get it back out to Hildreth. Hildreth works the ball to the far side. Now he'll bring it out front in a race for it. Harriet will pick up the loose ball, one-on-one against Burmaster. Harriet will get called for traveling as he loses his footing as Hildreth cuts in front of him. So a great defensive play by Talon Hildreth. Hillsboro gets the ball back on the traveling violation. Jackson will inbound to Hildreth, and Hildreth will once again set the Hillsboro offense. He'll go cross court to Burmaster. Burmaster to Stuckel in the corner. Stuckel back out to Burmaster. Now Hildreth. 14-foot jump shot doesn't go. Rebound Stuckel. Stuckel back to put up the garbage. Bill Stuckel misses a shot, but will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. Stuckel on the year is a 50% free throw shooter. Foul on Sam Rotundi, his first personal team's third team foul. Stuckel's first shot on the way, and he'll rattle it home. Stuckel on the board for the first time tonight. Stretches the Hillsboro lead to 7. That's the biggest lead of the night for the Tigers. And Stuckel 2 for 2 on the night. And the lead now 8 for the Tigers. As Sam Rotundi brings the ball up the floor. And now to Jack Harriet. Harriet in the front court for the Cardinals. He'll get it to Hunkins. Hunkins into Rotundi. Rotundi working his way and is fouled. Sam Rotundi going to the line to shoot free throws for the Cardinals. I believe we covered Rotundi once. We'll look him up again. Coming into tonight, Rotundi was a 52% free throw shooter. Necedah 46 as a team. Foul on Russell Jackson. Jackson's first personal, 4th team foul. Rotundi's free throw is true, and Rotundi kind of leading the charge for the Cardinals this far. Ben Copeman checking into the game for Noah Burmaster as Rotundi lines up for shot number 2. Rotundi shot on the way, and he'll drain that one. 7 points for Rotundi here in the first half. Checking into the game, Will Van Hoof, Carson Wilhorn. They'll come in for Kenrick Saylor and Jack Harriet. Isaiah Stokes to inbound the ball, far baseline for the Tigers. Into Hildreth, and Hildreth will come and set the Hillsboro offense. Hildreth to Stuckel. Stuckel on the near wing. He'll stop, dump it out to Copeman. Copeman with the ball. He'll drive down into trouble, lose the ball, and now to Hunkins. It's a race to the finish line, and Hunkins will drop it in for his second basket of the night. Cuts the Hillsboro lead to 4. Talon Hildreth out on the wing. He'll lob it over near side to Copeman. Copeman forcing it into Jackson twice now and stolen twice. Putting the ball where there's nothing there. Rotundi driving down the lane. Should be a traveling call, and indeed it is. As Coach Saylor for Necedah not happy with the call, but I thought it was a good call myself. And checking into the game for Hillsboro, Tyler Ravenscroft back in, and out Nye Schultz and Parker Sculla into the game. As the trio of Tigers will take a break. Hildreth back out front. He'll go cross court, and this one's stolen by Sam Rotundi in for the easy lay-in. And Hillsboro kind of reeling. They're going to have to get it together real quick, and Coach Jordan Polk and the Tigers are going to call a timeout. As Necedah's cut this lead down to 2, it's just a 30-second timeout. You got anything to add quickly, Kira?
Like I said before, Hillsboro's going to need to do a better job of protecting the ball between the 2 guards up top and just making the easy passes to avoid Necedah to get back into this game through just easy transition buckets and get into the free throw line. I think they just need to be more disciplined and take care of the ball around the top and wait for the easy pass to come around. If it's not there, hold on it for a few seconds and it'll be there eventually.
You hit the nail right on the head there, Kira, that Hillsboro getting beat in the transition game, much like they did against Cashton earlier in the week. And just making passes where they aren't there, forcing it into the lane when there's nothing there. So Hillsboro just has to get better and more disciplined with their offense. Tyler Ravenscroft near side to inbound the ball. Get it into Talon Hildreth. And Hildreth will set the Hillsboro offense. Hildreth near side at Ravenscroft. Tyler Ravenscroft with the ball. Looking for some help now to Parker Scala. Scala will take the ball on far side of the court. And we have a kicking the ball call by Isaac Hunkins. And Ravenscroft near the Necedah bench to inbound the ball. Hildreth in the backcourt. He will set the Hillsboro offense, and now Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft drives the ball in, and he'll find Parker Scala wide open underneath to Nye Schultz, and Schultz will drop the easy basket in for two. And up before comes Rotundi to Wilhorn. Wilhorn with the ball on the wing. And we're going to have a Hillsboro foul. Looks like it's going to go against Tyler Ravenscroft. Tyler's first personal team's 15th foul. They find Carson Wilhorn as open as you can get underneath the basket. Drop in the easy one. And Talon Hildreth on the near side for Hillsboro. He'll go cross court to Ravenscroft. Tyler Ravenscroft looking for some help. He'll get it to Parker Scala. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Carson Wilhorn. As Jack Harriet will check into the game for Necedah. He's checking in for the guy that went out, I guess Garcia, who went out to the concession stand to retrieve the ball. Tyler Ravenscroft inbound for Tigers near baseline. He'll get it out to Parker Scala. Scala just inside the arc to Stokes underneath, and Isaiah Stokes will drop home the bucket underneath. And Jack Harriet to Hunkins. And Stokes, all Hunkins wants to deal with right now, to Rotundi on the near side. Rotundi into the lane, makes the drive and in. Sam Rotundi already in double digits for the Cardinals. He's on average their third leading scorer. Ravenscroft to Hildreth. Hildreth for three, and it's a bit long. It's going to be rebounded by Sam Rotundi, and Rotundi will bring the Cardinals back up the court. Rotundi far side to Hunkins. Hunkins driving in, just inside the lane, turned around, nowhere to go. It's knocked away by Schultz, picked up by Parker Scala rather. Scala drives in all the way and is blocked by Hunkins. Loose ball picked up by Rotundi. Rotundi now going all the way in. He'll dump it out to Will Van Hoof. Van Hoof with a shot, doesn't go, and it's going to go off a trio of Hillsboro players fighting for the rebound. Noah Burmaster checking into the game now for Tyler Ravenscroft. Rotundi to inbound the ball, the near baseline for Necedah. Rotundi inside to Hunkins. Hunkins working against Stokes. Hunkins up and in.
In the paint right now, I'm used to seeing a little bit more defensive discipline from them, but it's just hard to see so many easy buckets go in right away, especially early in the first half.
I agree, Kara, and we're tied back up at 25, first time since 0-0. And now Necedah will fight for their first lead of the game, and they get it. Hunkins will put Necedah ahead for the first time tonight. Talon Hildreth with the ball on the far side. And Hildreth to Burmaster. Burmaster into the corner to Scala. Scala back out front to Burmaster. Burmaster to Scala. Scala driving down right side. Now find Isaiah Stokes wide open underneath, and Stokes will tie it back up. And up the court comes Sam Rotundi. Wilhorn and Stokes will steal the ball right in front of Hunkins. And now Stokes trying to get some fouls on these guys. Can't get them to commit. Scala to Hildreth. Hildreth working the far baseline back out to Stokes. Stokes pulls up, doesn't take the shot. Now Nye Schultz from the free throw line will drain the jumper. That 12-footer for Schultz to give Hillsboro back the lead. Sam Rotundi up the floor for Necedah. Inside to Hunkins. Hunkins to Wilhorn underneath. Wilhorn fighting Schultz, doesn't get it. Rebound, Noah Burmaster. Burmaster up the floor for the Tigers. He'll dump it into the corner to Stokes. Stokes on the far corner. He'll make a move, come up left side. Find Schultz wide open underneath, and Schultz will put it down.
Nye Schultz making some great plays off the bench. I love to see him come in and play with such great composure and make the easy plays.
For some reason, Nye Schultz is always in the right spot at the right time. Now Schultz is going to get a steal. He'll outlet it to Sculla and to Hildreth up the left side. And Talon Hildreth will drop it in. And Hillsboro jumps back out to a 6-point lead. Rotundi comes near side to Hunkins. Hunkins on the wing. And Hunkins turn around, 12-foot jumper, and will drain it. And all of a sudden, Isaac Hunkins has come to life. Necedah already with 2 players in double figures. Schultz to Hildreth for 3, 21-footer top of the key and doesn't get it. Loose ball on the ground. Hildreth will pick it up. He'll go across court to Burmaster, now out on the wing to Hildreth. Hildreth to Schultz, to Parker Sculla. Sculla drives down, finds Stokes, and off Stokes' hand and out of bounds. Missed opportunity for the Tigers. Checking into the game, Ben Coltman. 35 seconds left to play in the half. And Jack Harriet into the game to inbound the ball. Will Van Hoof, and now back to Harriet. Harriet into the front court. Necedah looks content to maybe take the last shot, as Necedah will have the ball to open the second half. Harriet driving down. He'll dump it to Saylor, now to Hunkins. 10 seconds left in the game. Hunkins drives in, Del Conte rather, Will Van Hoof, and it's knocked away by Stokes. Harriet, 2 seconds left. Harriet's going to launch one from 3-point line and doesn't get it. So it fails on Necedah. Hillsboro's going to go to the locker room leading 33-29 at halftime. So unofficially scoring for Hillsboro. They've got balanced scoring. I have to give them that. Noah Burmaster leading the way with 6. Nye Schultz with 6. Isaiah Stokes 5. Talon Hildreth 5. 3 points from Ben Coltman. And 2 points apiece from Parker Sculla, Greg Hora, Bill Steckel, and Miles Ravenscroft for 33 points. For the Necedah Cardinals, they have 29 points. They're being led by Sam Rotundi's 11. Isaac Hunkins with 10. Jack Harriet with 3, and Carson Wilhorn's 2 for a total of 29. So a close, tightly contested game here at the half. Hillsboro slow getting going. They had a little lull there. Still scoring 33 points, which is well above their average. However, their defense is going to have to improve. They're going to have to take care of the ball on offense. Anything to add, Kira?
Not much, other than just looking at the scoring for Necedah. 2 guys are really keeping them in this game right now, and I think if we can find an answer for them defensively, there's no reason that this game should be close in the second half if Hillsboro keeps playing the way they did towards the end of that first half there.
You're exactly right here. They got 2 guys leading the way right now, and the one they've kept in check is Jack Harriet, who averages 13 points a game. He's sitting at 3 right now. Isaac Hunkins leads the way on the team with 15. And he's at 10, but Sam Rotundi with 8, and he's already at 11. So Hillsboro, knowing coming into this game, Necedah has been hot. They've won 3 in a row. They've won 5 of their last 7, and contesting to move up in the conference standings and getting set. Everybody wants to be hot going into the tournament. Hillsboro currently on a 2-game losing streak. So Hillsboro trying to get back to their winning ways and get back to winning ball games before they have to enter tournament. The Hillsboro boys have a legitimate shot at getting a number 1 seed as what I would call a weak regional this year.
It'd be really great to see those guys get just a leg up in the tournament this year so that it's not so hard to get out of the regional as it has been in years past.
I agree entirely. We got a elementary pep band playing right now. We'll leave that on. I'm going to step away over here. We got the Kira Bizarek show with us again tonight. She already took her headset off, but we're going to make her put it back on. We're going to step over here away so we can hear ourselves. Kira, I think you got long enough cord. Come over here. and we're going to ask Kira some questions as we'll try to provide a little halftime entertainment with a few minutes left in the half here. And I'm going to ask Kira a couple questions. And the first one I've got is, what is your favorite part of playing basketball?
I'd have to say my favorite part is just competing and being with my friends out there, doing something that we all love. There's nothing better than going out there with the people that you're closest to and competing for one common goal. And it's just really nice to go out there and just have fun. And I love to compete no matter what I'm doing. So it's nice that basketball comes a little bit easier to me than some other things. So it's just great to go out there and have fun.
And for all our fine listeners, I'd like to just add that Kira has not heard these questions beforehand. She's just going off the wing, and I'm doing my best to stumble her up. She is very unprepared for the question to ask her, and the questions get more difficult, Kira, but my next one is, what inspired you to start playing basketball?
I guess I'd always just been around it as a kid. My dad used to be a coach. My brother played it growing up. It was always just something that I wanted to do. I never really knew why, but it just stuck with me. And as soon as Coach Egan came to Hillsboro here, I just started doing things with him right away, and I got hooked, and I just fell in love with it from a really early age, and nothing's changed since then.
And Kira has said she fell in love with that at a really early age. One of my memories of Kira is at a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, which I think Coach Hildreth put on one of his first years he was here, probably back in 2015. So, Kira, what have you been back then, a 6th or 7th grader maybe? You took on the same bunch of boys that are playing tonight, and you and 2 or 3 other girls, you guys just kicked the snot out of those boys in that 3-on-3 tournament. And so I just had to add that in. That's one of my memories of Kira as a youth in youth basketball. You're a captain on the basketball team.
Correct.
And I would like to know, what do you think makes a great team captain?
I think a great team captain is someone who truly wants to see the best out of every single girl on the team, whether it's the last girl to come off the bench or the first girl to score a bucket in the game. Everybody needs to contribute, and helping girls understand their roles and that every single girl is important to a team really just brings the entire team together, and you're going to be so much more successful when every girl understands why they're there and their team respects their role and respects them as a player and as a teammate. I think a great captain is just someone who girls can trust and they can look up to, and they know has their back on every single night, no matter what game it is.
I think Kira touched on a few things, especially the leading the team, as we bragged her up as being our player of the game against Lafarge, scoring a career-high 24 points against Lafarge. Seems like a long time ago. I think it was just Monday night. And then she followed it up with a game on Wednesday where she had 13 points. She was the second highest scorer, but she also led the team in assists, and that what she does great about making other teams or other players on the team better. So here's one. Do you have any pregame rituals?
My pregame rituals, that's a tough one. I have a bagel before every game. That's my pregame meal. In the locker room, we just listen to our music, chill for a while. I pass against the wall just to get warmed up, get my hands ready. Other than that, there's nothing specific that I do. I'm a routine-based person, but I try not to get superstitious because that's a risky road to go down.
So I'm going to jump a couple questions here and go down my list here, because you mentioned you listen to music in the locker room or whatever before the game. For our fans, our avid viewers that watch us, they know that we go mute between the games, and I'll throw Hillary Stanek under the bus. She plays terrible music before the games. Kira knows I was stringing a rope up on the rafters, about ready to hang myself up here tonight, listening to the terrible music she plays. So I hope the word gets back to her to find a better playlist. But my question to you is, what is your favorite song to listen to prior to competing?
Ooh. You know, it really varies, but I'd say the one song that really gets me going, I don't know. One song. It's hard to pick one song. It's always different. It's never one song.
It's not the Black Eyed Peas with...
No, playlist is always changing.
All right. That's fair enough. And Jill's hollering some Shakira music, and I'm going to stay with Miley Cyrus. You know. Okay, moving on. Who is your biggest role model in the sport? So in basketball.
When I was younger, it was Steph Curry just because I love the way he played. He plays with a lot of composure and just a man of faith, seeing him carry his um, faith in God through the game of basketball and not letting other things get in the way of that. I just think that's a really great thing to see that you don't really see big basketball players displaying, especially with all the media and everybody getting criticized for that kind of stuff now. And I always just love the way that he carried himself, and you never really saw him getting into fights. And I just love not only the stuff that he did on the court but off the court as well. I just think he's a very respectable person, and I obviously love the way he plays basketball too.
And I said last time we had you up here that we sit on opposite sides of the fence on the 180. Well, my role model in sports, and I'm a baseball player, baseball coach. My role model, and the older people will get this, the younger people, you have to Google it, is Billy Martin, the former coach of the New York Yankees. And just if you don't want to Google it, he's a coach. It probably got thrown out of more games than he actually stayed in. But so there's where we differ a little bit there. So you're skinny, you're fit, you're trimmed. You always eat healthy food.
No.
I
No,
mean,
I
Jill's
love ice cream.
Jill's got a pizza over here, and you haven't dug into that yet. And
We actually just had pizza as our team dinner before I came up here after practice. But yeah, no, I definitely treat myself every now and then. But I understand how nutrition is super important of being a successful athlete and has a lot to do with your performance. So I try to keep it clean and green, but I don't shy away from the ice cream.
when that's a fair answer. I know Jill can say that I don't shy away from the ice cream either. We're down to our final minute. I got a whole bunch of other questions, but one last question. What do you do to calm your butterflies while you compete?
I try to just take a couple deep breaths, visualize just the first shot going in, and I really just try and calm my breathing, get my heart rate down, and just take in my surroundings and make sure that when I step on the court for the first time at the night that I'm bringing my hardest effort from the first buzzer and just ready to get after it for a whole 36 minutes.
And I'll agree with you. The butterflies come actually before the game. Once you're on the floor and playing, that all kind of disappears. So we're ready to start the second half action. It appears Necedah will have the ball to start the second half, trailing by 4, Hillsboro 33, Necedah 29. On the floor for the Cardinals is Jack Harriet, Isaac Hunkins, Sam Rotunde, Will Van Hoof, and Carson Wilhorn. The Tigers will put on Ben Copeman, Russell Jackson, Isaiah Stokes, Noah Burmaster, and Talon Hildreth. So we'd like to thank here for being up here tonight and answering those questions so honestly to help us pass the time. As we're underway in the second half, as Rotundi is going to feed Hunkins in. Hunkins now 12 points on the night. As Kira said earlier in the half, they've got to get control of Hunkins and Rotundi if they're going to stroll away with this game. Copeman now with the ball for Hillsboro in the front court. He'll find Hildreth underneath. Hildreth feeds Stokes, and Stokes will go to the rack. Stokes now 7 points on the night. Will Van Hoof with the ball. Come near side to Carson Wilhorn. Out front to Jack Harriet for 3. Jack Harriet, nothing but the bottom of the net. He's got 6 now on the night. And Noah Burmaster with the ball for Hillsboro to dump it to Copeman. And from the top of the key, Burmaster will take one off the back of the rim. Harriet with the rebound. And he'll bring the seat up, set the offense, trailing by 1. And he'll go to Hunkins, driving down the left side, up against the rack, partially blocked by Isaiah Stokes and out of bounds. So Necedah will be inbounding the ball. Sam Rotundi on the near baseline. He'll get it into Wilhorn. Wilhorn back to Rotundi. Rotundi reverse layup, and Necedah regains the lead. Rotundi with 13 points on the night. Talon Hildreth. Dump it to Noah Burmaster. Burmaster back out to Copeman, and now Hildreth. Hildreth near side to Burmaster. Burmaster stuck in traffic. He'll get it to Copeman. Copeman dribbling down. He'll get it to Burmaster. Gives it a thought. Now back out to Copeman. 3-point shot from the corner. A bit short. Rebound Sam Rotundi. Rotundi will set the Cardinal offense. He'll get it near side to Hunkins. Hunkins driving down inside the lane and in. And Isaac Hunkins now 14 on the night. And Hillsboro's going to have to get control quick. Hildreth comes near side to Burmaster. Burmaster finds Russell Jackson wide open underneath. That's Jackson's first basket of the night. Cut the Cardinal lead to 1, and Sam Rotundi comes up and sets Necedah's offense to Wilhorn on the near side. Now Hunkins. Will Van Hoof on the far side with the ball. He'll bring out Harriet. Harriet working the top of the key. And come near side to Wilhorn. Now Rotundi in the corner. He'll dump it into Hunkins. Hunkins weaving his way around, drops it in. Isaac Hunkins now 16 points. And we're going to have a timeout, a full timeout called by Coach Jordan Polk and the Tigers. So Hillsboro out to a slow start. They were led by 4 at halftime. They trail by 3, so they're losing the second half by 7 already.
Hillsboro's gap defense going to need to step it up a little bit. You've got their initial defenders are getting beat one-on-one. Somebody's going to have to step up and guard their drivers. Otherwise, they're going to get a lot of easy layups.
I agree. It's Hillsboro's going to have to do something with their bench. Hillsboro's going to have to move the ball and be more disciplined, not only on offense, but it appears on defense. So you got to show a little bit more hustle than they've been showing. Noah Burmaster inbound the ball near sideline for Hillsboro. He'll dump it into the backcourt to Hildreth. Necedah showing moderate pressure. And they'll find Isaiah Stokes wide open underneath. He'll do the reverse layup and in. Stokes now 9 points on the night. Sam Rotundi up the floor. He'll get it to Hunkins. Hunkins driving inside lane. Stolen by Noah Burmaster. We're off to the races. Burmaster up and misses the layup. Sam Rotundi with the rebound, and I'm lost for words. When you miss the easy shots, it really hurts, especially in that transition game. Harriet to Wilhorn to Rotundi. Rotundi underneath, can't get it. Nye Schultz now in the game gets the rebound, and up the floor for Hildreth. Hildreth, as Harriet will kick it out of bounds. Hillsboro will retain possession of the game. Checking in for Necedah is Gage Garcia and Kinrick Saylor. They'll check in for Wilhorn and Van Horn, or Van Hoof and Wilhorn. Hildreth brings the ball up. He'll step right up, take a three-point shot, and he says, if you're not going to play the defense, I'm going to nail it. He's got 8 on the night now. And Hillsboro regains the lead. Sam Rotundi to Isaac Hunkins. Hunkins underneath to Garcia. Garcia's going to get charged. Charging offensive foul as Talon Hildreth steps in front of Garcia and takes the charge. And for Garcia, that's his second personal, team's first team foul of the second half. Parker Sculla will check in for Noah Burmaster. And Coatman to inbound to Hildreth. So Hildreth, last couple possessions, doing it on both sides of the floor. Now Coatman will step up, totally miss everything. Stokes will save the ball out of bounds right into Hunkins' arms, and Rotundi will bring the ball up the floor. Garcia out on the wing. He takes the ball back out front, now to Hunkins. Hunkins on the near wing with the ball. Isaac Hunkins driving into the lane, spinning, turning, traveling, and they're going to give him the basket and a foul shot.
Hunkins got away with the travel on that one. He came to that stride step and then switched his pivot feet. I'm surprised they missed that one and ended up giving him the and one.
Yeah, I can't believe they missed that one either. It wasn't. So Hunkins to the line, shoot free throws. He's a 55% free throw shooter, one of Necedah's better free throw shooters. Foul on Nye Schultz, his first personal, team's first team foul, as Hunkins sinks it. Hunkins already with 19 points on the night. And Talon Hildreth up the floor. He says, "You're not going to play defense, I'll do it again," but he rims that one out. Rebound Van Hoof. Van Hoof up the floor. He'll come near side to Saylor. And now we're going to have a foul on Parker Sculla. I believe that's his second personal, team's second team foul. And Rotundi to inbound near baseline for Necedah. They'll get it into Van Hoof. To Hunkins. And they got to find a way to stop Hunkins. He's already at 21 points on the night. So Koopman driving down, he'll kick it out to Sculla. Sculla working the far wing, now top of the key, brings it near side. He'll go back the opposite way to Koopman. Koopman back to Sculla. Sculla back to Koopman. Koopman to Sculla, now Hildreth for three from the wing. And Nye Schultz rebound, puts it up, can't get it. Another rebound, puts it up, doesn't get it. And Hillsboro, if they can't make the three-pointer, they got to get the second chance points. Necedah leading by three. Rotundi to Hunkins on the far wing. Hunkins top of the key, and now Rotundi may have gotten away with the travel. Stolen by Stokes, and Stokes up the floor. 1 on 5, 1 on the world. Stokes working left side, jump shot and in. Isaiah Stokes now first player for Hillsboro in double figures with 11.
Great patience by Stokes on that one, not forcing the ball to the basket when he's got three defenders back. Wait until the defense almost sets a little bit, and then he makes his move to the basket. Just kind of catching him off guard there.
So Stokes had picked it away from Garcia, but the ball got away from him out of bounds. A host of players entering the game. Del Conte into the game, Jack Harriet back in the game. Greg Hora entering for Hillsboro, and Tyler Ravenscroft for Hillsboro. Will Van Hoof to enter inbound on the near baseline. Stokes will steal the inbounds pass meant for Hunkins, and Stokes doing it all himself right now. He'll get it to Hildreth. Hildreth will dump it down the corner to Hora. Hora back out front to Hildreth, near side Ravenscroft, and now Sculla long two. Sculla is fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. I believe the foul on Will Van Hoof. And Parker, not a great free throw shooter, but he's up there, 42% on the year. Van Hoof suffers his first personal foul, team's second team foul. Sculla's first shot on the way, and he sinks it. See, all I got to do is talk bad about Parker, and he makes it. Sculla now 3 points on the night, as Garcia is going to check back into the game for Saylor. And Sculla, shot on the way off the back of the iron. Hora's going to tip it out, but Van Hoof will track down the loose ball and bring the ball up for the Cardinals. We're all tied up once again at 45. Come near side to Garcia. Garcia dumps it into Hunkins between his legs, and Stokes once again comes up with the loose ball. Works the ball up the floor. Now driving right side all the way to the rack and in. Isaiah Stokes with 13 points now on the night. Gives Hillsboro back the lead. And we're going to have a 30-second timeout called by Coach Saylor and then Necedah Cardinals.
I've got no words. Isaiah Stokes is really just so impressive on both ends of the court, and bringing his team back up after a slow start to the second half is really great to see.
It just blows my mind what's going to happen if Hillsboro ever decides to play as a team. Hildreth hit a three-pointer there and went down, took a charge on defense to kind of spark Hillsboro. Hillsboro lost the lead. Now all of a sudden Isaiah Stokes has went off for about 6 straight points with about steals on each end of the floor, and Hillsboro gets the lead back. So I think if Hillsboro ever plays together as a team, they're going to run away with this one, but it takes 5 to win, not 1. So on the floor for the Tigers after the timeout, Hora, Stokes, Sculla, Hildreth, and Tyler Ravenscroft. Will Van Hoof to inbound the ball to Sam Rotundi. Harriet, Garcia, and Del Conte round out the Cardinal 5. Rotundi goes to Del Conte. He's going to feed Garcia underneath, and Parker Sculla will take him to the floor. They're going to say the foul was on the floor, no shot. So Sculla picks up his third personal foul, Hillsboro's third team foul. Sam Rotundi to inbound the ball on the near baseline as Carson Wilhorn will check in for Del Conte. Rotundi inbound to Wilhorn. Ball gets away from Wilhorn through his fingers and out of bounds. Hillsboro will take the ball on the turnover. Tyler Ravenscroft to inbound to Talon Hildreth. And Hildreth up the floor to set the Hillsboro offense. Hildreth comes to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft to Sculla. And they're going to say Sculla had the ball knocked out of bounds. Hillsboro will retain possession on the ball. Tyler Ravenscroft near baseline inbound for the Tigers. And they'll dump it to Hildreth. Way back, 24-foot three-point shot on the way off the back of the iron. Rebound, Sam Rotundi. Rotundi bring the Cardinals up, trailing by 2, set the offense. He'll come near side to Wilhorn. Wilhorn to Harriet. Harriet with the ball. Jack Harriet, Van Hoof, and now Wilhorn. Wilhorn right through Rotundi's hands, a fight for the ball, and Parker Sculla may have just picked up foul number 4. That'll be team foul number 4 as Noah Burmaster's checking in. Parker Sculla will take a seat on the bench with 4 fouls. Sam Rotundi to inbound the ball near baseline for Necedah. And he throws it. I think he threw it to Mom. No, that's Mike Stockwell on the bench down there. Is Stockwell the only one sitting in the stands close to the inbound pass? In Rotundi's defense, the whole team zigged when they should have zagged. And now Hildreth, he'll lob one to the near side to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft looking for some help. His ball gets tipped. Wilhorn will come up with a steal, outlet to Van Hoof, and the Cardinals back in business. Van Hoof, top of the key, come near side to Wilhorn, and now down to Rotundi in the corner. Rotundi clear across court to Wilhorn. That was Van Hoof, rather. They're saying no shot. And Coach Saylor and the Necedah Cardinals are just livid.
I think the official originally signaled that the basket was good and then maybe changed his mind and said, nope, it was on the floor. Yeah. So that's a tough one if you're a Necedah fan.
So Sam Rotundi to inbound the ball to Wilhorn, and now they're going to say another foul on the floor. That's number 6 on Hillsboro. So the next foul will put Necedah in the bonus. This personal foul, maybe Greg Hora. No, they're going to give it Noah Burmaster. Noah's first personal, team 6. Sam Rotundi once again to inbound the ball for the Cardinals. Rotundi will lob it into Wilhorn. Wilhorn back to Rotundi. Rotundi running out of real estate. He's underneath the basket. Nowhere to go. 3 seconds in the lane, and the referee will call it. So Rotundi gets underneath the basket with nowhere to go. Pinched between the basket and the baseline and nobody moving, and gets a 3-second violation. Hillsboro takes the ball in the 2-point lead. And Hildreth cross court to Ravenscroft. Harriet all over Ravenscroft. And now Ravenscroft gets the ball out to Hildreth. And Hildreth will errantly pass it to Rotundi, and Rotundi up the floor quickly for the Cardinals. Rotundi again underneath, and now we're going to have a foul, I think, on Greg Hora. This will send Rotundi to the line to shoot 2 free throws. So personal foul on Greg Hora. That's his second personal, team 7th. Sam Rotundi for the Cardinals to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And Rotundi's first shot doesn't go. So Russell Jackson will check in for Greg Hora, and I think Necedah is attacking the Hillsboro basket. Hillsboro has to do the same thing on the other end of the floor. Forget that three-pointer. They have to start attacking the basket. Rotundi's second shot on the way, and he'll miss them both, but Hunkins will get the rebound. Drives in and takes a shot and doesn't get that one to go. A rare miss for Hunkins. Stokes on the rebound will bring Hillsboro up the floor. Stokes really the only one challenging the basket this game. Noah Burmaster. He'll get it into Jackson. Now Tyler Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft to Hildreth. Hildreth out into the front court. Brings it back near side to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft stuck in traffic. Back out to Hildreth. Hildreth now free throw line. Jump shot way short. Jackson tries to get it. Saylor will come down with the ball. And up the floor comes Rotundi. We've been stuck at 47-45 for a couple minutes now. Neither team scoring. And Rotundi, Hillsboro with depth can run, but now Necedah, they're getting a little gassed. And Rotundi ready just to burn some clock and keep this game close to the end. Harriet. And now Saylor. Saylor out to Hunkins. Hunkins clear across to Rotundi. Rotundi now drives the lane and will be fouled by Russell Jackson and get the shot to go. Rotundi with 15 points now on the night. And entering the game for Russell Jackson is Miles Ravenscroft. So Hillsboro, instead of going with a bigger lineup, they're going with a small lineup. They can't make three-pointers the way it is. We got a tie game. They should be getting somebody in there that can get a rebound. Rotundi to shoot free throw once again. This will give Necedah the lead, and it's off the mark. And Hillsboro's got nobody tall enough to get a rebound. And so Garcia will get his first basket of the night, second chance points. Now, I just don't know why Hillsboro's going with a little lineup. Burmaster out on the wing. And now to Hildreth. Hildreth to Ravenscroft for three, and that's not going to work. And Necedah, of course, comes away with the rebound. Jack Harriet up the floor for Necedah. Sam Rotundi with the ball. Sam to the far side. He gets near the free throw line. And now Harriet, 2-point long shot, and he'll bury it. Hillsboro reeling, 8 points for Harriet, and Hillsboro's going to take a full timeout. So a full timeout called by Hillsboro. I'd like to thank Huffmester Insurance Agency of Hillsboro for all your insurance needs. See Huffmester Insurance in downtown Hillsboro. Thank Mr. B's Smokehouse Meats in Hillsboro. They are open tomorrow from 12 to 5. Stop down Mr. B's. They got a ribeye steak special and sausage for Valentine's Day. So stop down and get your sausage at Mr. B's Meats. Thank you to Patty Bruhan and Suzanne Gandy for supporting the Hillsboro Tigers and to Hillsboro Equipment for your support of the Hillsboro Tiger Athletic Booster Club. So a full timeout by Hillsboro. Hillsboro with their biggest deficit of the game, down by 4. And the worst part of it is it's 7:21 left in the second half. It's getting late in the game.
I was glad to see Nash Schultz checking in just before the timeout was called there. I think he can bring a lot of just almost pressure for Necedah because he's standing there down at the rim, and he'll bring some intensity on offense too, and just hoping that he can make some right plays like he usually does and get this Hillsboro team back on their feet after a little bit of a rough stretch there.
I agree. They got to get somebody in there that can get a rebound because the three-pointer is definitely not on mark tonight, and if we can't get rebound second chance points, live and die by the three-pointers. Necedah provides full court pressure now as Hildreth walks right through it. And the Miles Ravenscroft for three, and Ravenscroft misses. Rebound by Big Ravenscroft, a little Ravenscroft, and now back out front to Hildreth. Hildreth to Ty Ravenscroft. Ty Ravenscroft out in the front court to Miles Ravenscroft. It's going to be wide open underneath because they're coming out and playing pressure. Spread that court and you'll be wide open. There's Stokes, and they missed him. Miles Ravenscroft, Tyler Ravenscroft to Hildreth. Hildreth to Tyler Ravenscroft. Back to Hildreth. Hildreth driving now, working top of the key now to Tyler Ravenscroft. Tyler Ravenscroft, he gets stuck in traffic. Stokes with 4 guys on him. Turns around, jump shot, and misses it. If you got 4 guys on you, you'd think someone's got to be wide open. Jack Harriet will bring the ball up the floor to Sam Rotundi. Rotundi to Wilhorn, and Schultz. Nice. Schultz knocks it, and one official says one way, the other official says the other way. And they're going to discuss it. And the first official gets his way. It'll be Hillsboro ball. Noah Burmaster checking in now for Tyler Ravenscroft. So Burmaster into Hildreth. And Hildreth back to Burmaster. Burmaster near the top of the key. He'll bring it near side to Miles Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft looking for some help. He forces it into traffic. He'll track down the loose ball, get it to Schultz. Schultz to Stokes. Stokes out to Ravenscroft, or rather Hildreth. Hildreth loses a handle. Now he'll dump it out and a race for the ball. And it's Hunkins all by himself. And a slam dunk missed by Hunkins. And Hunkins hangs on the rim and misses a shot. And now he's going to get the raspberries from the Hillsboro student section. And they're going to call a foul here. They called a technical foul on Hunkins for hanging on the rim, I believe is what they called. Indeed, they do. That's Hunkins' first foul. It'll be a technical foul. He went up to slam dunk it, and after he missed a shot, he stayed hanging on the rim, which is a technical foul. It would have been better yet if he would have broke the backboard. So Talon Hildreth to shoot the technical foul shots. He misses the first one.
Hunkins looked like he wanted to take a piece of that backboard home with him. He was ready for that thing to crash right onto him.
Hildreth, a 58% free throw shooter, and he'll make 50% of them. So Hildreth now 9 points on the night. Hillsboro will get the ball back. They pull this game back to one possession. Yeah, best part is it says right WIA rules. If Hunkins breaks the backboard, Necedah has to pay for it, but it probably take them hour and a half, 2 hours to put the new backboard up, finish this game. Burmaster to Schultz underneath, and Schultz can't get the easy one to go. And now Rotundi will bring the ball up and put it to offense in motion for Necedah. Hunkins with the ball. Hunkins to Van Hoof. Van Hoof out front to Rotundi. Rotundi drives the middle of the lane, blocked. And somehow Garcia comes up with a loose ball, misses it. And now Stokes will pull away this rebound. Push it up the floor to Hildreth. Hildreth, three-point shot. And Hildreth will nail the three. Hildreth now 12 points as we're all tied up at 51. Setting the stage for a barn burner tonight, Kira. As Van Hoof brings the ball up the floor. Van Hoof to Rotundi, driving the left side, and he's fouled on the floor. So Rotundi will go to the free throw line to shoot bonus free throws.
You asked me before the favorite thing that I had about basketball, and I think this might be it. These close games just get me so excited. I love it.
And this game may be decided at the free throw line. So Necedah's been doing well. Hillsboro's going to have to start making free throws as Ben Copeman checks in for Miles Ravenscroft. Sam Rotundi to the line to shoot bonus free throws. Personal foul on Talon Hildreth, his second, team's ninth. And Rotundi will miss that one. Nye Schultz will come up with the rebound. Outlet to Noah Burmaster, and Burmaster up the floor. Hillsboro has not led in several minutes in this game. Trailed by as many as 4. We're all tied up at 51, and Hildreth with the ball. He'll pop another three up in the air off the back of the iron. Fight for the rebound. Hunkins comes up with it. It's Hildreth and Hunkins. Hunkins pulls up. They didn't call traveling that time either. Now they're going to send Hunkins to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. I thought he drug his pivot foot on that one also.
I was hoping Hillsboro would be able to last a little bit longer without picking up that 10th foul, and now it's automatically 2 shots for Necedah, giving them just another chance to pull ahead in this game.
So Hunkins will make the first one. He's got 22 on the night. Personal foul was on Nye Schultz, his second personal, team's 10th. And Hunkins will make them both. He's got 23 points now on the night. Up the floor comes Talon Hildreth. He takes it far side to Burmaster. Working the ball in the front court for Hillsboro. Come near side to Hildreth. Hildreth with the ball. He'll go to Burmaster. Burmester been quiet as of late. He'll get the ball to Hildreth. Hildreth working the ball back out into the front court. He's looking for help now. Now he'll get it to Burmester. Burmester sets up, can't go anywhere, looking for help. Back to Hildreth. Hillsboro trying to work it. There they find Schultz underneath, and Schultz is fouled by Garcia on the floor. Only the 4th team foul on Necedah. They will charge Garcia with his 3rd personal. And Noah Burmester near baseline to inbound the ball for the Tigers. Burmester will give it right to Jack Harriet on the inbound pass. They're going to feed Hunkins. Hunkins trouble finding a handle, is tied up by Isaiah Stokes. Possession arrow Hillsboro. So Hillsboro dodges a bullet, trailing by 2 right now. Getting late in the game, 3.5 left to play. And Hillsboro is going to have to do something quickly to get back into this. Hillsboro at the bench say, I think they need to just run Necedah into the ground right now. Hildreth with the ball. He'll go far side to Copeman. Copeman having a rough go of it so far tonight. He'll get it Burmester back to Copeman. Copeman near side to Hildreth. Hildreth, a little give and a little go, and now he gets tied up, and they're going to have a foul. They're going to call a jump ball. He's going to go back to Necedah via that possession arrow, and waiting to check into the game, I think, is Kenrick Saylor. No, that's Wilhorn. Wilhorn comes in for Garcia. And up the floor comes Sam Rotundi to Harriet. Harriet to Rotundi. Rotundi to Wilhorn. Wilhorn back out front to Van Hoof. Van Hoof to Rotundi. Rotundi wide open to Hunkins, and they're going to say a foul. Now Hunkins playing dangerously, throwing elbows around down there. They could have almost called a double foul. The Hunkins will go to the line to shoot 2 bonus free throws. And Hunkins will rattle it home. He's got 24 on the night. Miles Ravenscraft will check in for Nye Schultz. Haven't seen Jackson or Hora or any really big man on the floor for a long time. Hunkins will rattle home both. He's got 25 now on the night. And Hildreth up the floor. Miles Ravenscroft now in traffic. He'll come near side to Hildreth. Hildreth Burmester for 3 from the corner. Burmester will rattle it home. He's been quiet since early in the first half. He's now got 9 on the night. Rotundi to Wilhorn. Wilhorn give and go to Hunkins, wide open down the side. Hunkins now 27 on the night. And Talon Hildreth with the ball. He'll come near side to Ravenscroft. And Noah Burmester all of a sudden gets hot. He's got 12 on the night. We're tied at 57 with 2 minutes left to play. Sam Rotundi with the ball. Wilhorn with the ball. Now to Van Hoof. Van Hoof gets it into Hunkins. Hunkins been in trouble all night, and they're going to say a foul on Isaiah Stokes. Basket does not count. It was on the ground. However, Hunkins will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Hillsboro's 11th foul. Stokes' 2nd personal, so no problems there. But Hillsboro's 11th team foul. And Hunkins will make the first one. He's now at 28 points on the night. And Hunkins will sink them both. 29 points on the night for Isaac Hunkins. And Talon Hildreth with the ball. Nowhere to go, nowhere to count. You'll slob it up there to Miles Ravenscroft. The freshman in trouble. He'll get it back to Noah Burmester. Burmester with the ball. Hillsboro trailing by 2. Burmester to Ravenscroft. Now to Talon Hildreth. Hildreth is going to get fouled by Jack Harriet. That'll be Necedah's 5th team foul. Ravenscroft inbound the ball near the Hillsboro bench. Harriet's 2nd personal foul for Necedah. And Ravenscroft to Hildreth in the backcourt. Hildreth will set the Hillsboro offense in motion. They go far side Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft near side Burmaster. Burmaster nowhere to go. You'll find Ben Koopman wide open underneath, and Koopman drops the ball out of bounds. Missed opportunity for Hillsboro. And we're going to have a timeout for Jordan Polk and the Hillsboro Tigers. They'll take a full timeout. Anything you want to add? M&S Sales of Hillsboro, you can stop down in their big equipment sale on the 15th. That's the day after Valentine's Day. Stop down to the Hillsboro consignment sale for M&S Sales. I don't know, Kira, they're trailing by 2. Almost the final minute of play. Hillsboro with 1 timeout left. Necedah with 3. I think Hillsboro will have to spend that last timeout very wisely. They're going to maybe need it in the waning seconds to kill the clock. I can't believe how Hillsboro has went away from the big game.
Yeah, it's really surprising, especially to see that when the three-point shot has been pretty hot and cold throughout this game. You haven't seen a lot of hot shooters. It's just been kind of on and off, and you would think that they'd go with a little bit of a bigger lineup to get some higher percentage shots going, but who knows, maybe Coach Polk and the rest of the Hillsboro coaching staff is seeing something that we're not seeing from up here, and I trust that they're doing what they think is right for the team, so I'm just hoping they can come out on the other end of this one successful.
So we come back after the Hillsboro timeout. Will Horn will be inbounding the ball for Necedah. He'll dump it into Harriet. Harriet taking his time bringing the ball up the floor. He'll get it to Rotundi. Rotundi, far corner, and they're going to foul Rotundi, and he will go to the line. Actually, we got a Necedah timeout. Necedah's going to take a full timeout here. So no foul on the floor.
From the looks of it, just from those few seconds that Necedah had that ball for the few right before the timeout there, I'm thinking that they're going to go into clock burning mode, not trying to force it and make this a 2-possession ball game, but who knows, maybe Coach Saylor has an aggressive mindset and he's looking to get a quick one right before the end of the game here, hoping to push Hillsboro to make a foul, commit a foul, and really put the ball in their court, see what they're going to do, keep them on their toes.
I couldn't agree more, Kira. And Necedah trying to get their inbounds play set here. Jack Harriet to inbound for the Cardinals on the near sideline. He'll dump it into Rotundi, and of course they want Rotundi on the line, who's been just... Rotundi and Hunkin's been a killer on the free throw line. And now they're Van Hoof, and he's going to get fouled by Miles Ravenscroft. And Van Hoof will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws off the Miles Ravenscroft foul. It's Miles' first personal, team's 12th. And Van Hoof to shoot 2. First shot on the way, and he'll roll it in. That's Will Van Hoof's first point of the night. On the year, Van Hoof only a 47% free throw shooter. And he'll make them both to make it a 2-possession ball game. Van Hoof now 2 points on the night. None bigger than those 2 free throws. Hildreth, he'll skip one across to Copeman. Hillsboro with not a lot of time to burn. They'll have to get a score of some time here quickly. And now Burmaster, he'll force one up, and Burmaster is going to go to the line to shoot 3 free throws, and there's no 3 free throws bigger than these 3 right here. So Burmaster to the line for Hillsboro. off the Van Hoof foul. That's Van Hoof's second personal foul. Burmaster, a 50% free throw shooter. We're hoping he makes 100% here. First one on the way, and he makes it. Noah with 13 on the night. And Noah with 14 on the night. And he makes all three. So with 37 seconds left to play, Hillsboro trailing by 1. And Burmaster will take a break. It always startles me when they take the hot hand out of the game. Parker Sculla into the game now with 4 fouls. So don't do anything right because you might get pulled out of the game. Sam Rotundi, they're going to find Will Horn underneath, and now they dump it out to Rotundi. And now Harriet. And Hillsboro's got a foul already because the most they can do is make 2 free throws. And now they're putting in Noah Burmaster back into the game. I would put your big guys in and get the damn rebound right now, if I can say that. I know the coach is torn between throwing in his 3-point shooters right now and getting this thing tied up, or maybe Harriet will miss him. Harriet first shot, and he missed the first one. Sets Hillsboro not up for only a chance to tie, but a possible win as Hillsboro takes a 30-second timeout. So 12.3 seconds left in the game. Harriet will be back after the timeout to shoot a free throw to try to put Necedah up by 2. Well, what's your take on this one, Kira?
I wouldn't be surprised if they run a similar play to what they ran against Iowa Grant just a few weeks ago when they were in a very similar situation, down to Noah Burmaster hits the 3-pointer at the end of the game for the win. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull out something similar, giving their shooter the ball, trusting him to make that play, senior. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go with something similar, or even if Harriet misses this free throw here, they could just go for the 2 for the win.
Hillsboro uses their last timeout, which sets up a situation. If Harriet makes it, they're in good shape. I would still drive down in the lane and try to get the deuce and go to overtime. However, if Necedah gets a steal, puts the ball back in with less than 5 seconds, Hillsboro cannot stop the clock. And makes it tough going to set up any offense. So Harriet to the line for a second free throw. He missed the front end. And he'll make that one. Hillsboro will have to score. Harriet now 9 points on the night. And Stokes works the ball up. Stokes going to drive in. He dumps it. Miles Ravenscroft for the win. Doesn't go. And this is going to be all over. With about 2 seconds left, or there's 1.3 left on the clock. Harriet will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Miles Ravenscroft takes a 3 from the corner, and I think Hillsboro had to work and drive that ball into the lane. Live and die by that 3-pointer. And Harriet misses the first one. Hillsboro, no way to stop the clock. They're going to have to get the ball. Best case scenario for Necedah, they're backing everybody off, is for Harriet to miss it and get that clock in motion. And he makes that one. 3-point game. Harriet now 10 points on the night. And there's Stokes. He'll launch it. A little bit too far. And Necedah will pull the 63-60 upset over the Hillsboro Tigers. The Tigers' 5th loss on the season. That opens the door for the Royal Panthers to move ahead of Hillsboro in the standings. Unofficial scoring for your Hillsboro Tigers. Noah Burmaster leads the way with 15. Isaiah Stokes with 13. Talon Hildreth with 12. Nye Schultz 6. Ben Copeman 3. Parker Sculla 3. Russell Jackson 2. Greg Hora 2. Billy Steckel with 2. And Miles Ravenscroft with 2 for 63 points. For 60 points rather. For the Necedah Cardinals, Isaac Hunkins scoring 29. That is not only the game high, but a season high score for Hunkins, 29 points. Sam Rotundi 15, Jack Harriet 10. Will Van Hoof, Gage Garcia, and Carson Wilhorn adding 2 apiece. So Necedah celebrating like they just won the state championship on the floor, and rightly so. It was a big upset for Necedah. Maybe I was the only one coming into the game that knew that Necedah had upset potential. But Hillsboro with their Jekyll and Hyde team, once again, live and die by the three-pointer. We didn't see very much big man play in the second half, and I think that's why Hillsboro's on the short end of the stick. You got anything you want to add, Kira?
I'm just surprised at the end of the game. I trust Miles Ravenscroft as a shooter, but just as a freshman, that's a super hard situation to be put in, being trusted with really the game on the line. I wouldn't really expect many freshmen to make that shot just because that is such a tough situation to be in. I was expecting maybe an upperclassman, Noah Burmaster, Talon Hildreth, Ben Coatman, one of those guys to take that shot, but I adore the confidence from Miles Ravenscroft stepping into that shot, taking his team on his back, and just unlucky didn't go his way, but I really do love the confidence that he stepped into that shot with, just didn't go his way.
I agree with you, Kira. The three-point shooting tonight was Jekyll and Hyde. I think that the counter to that was with a small lineup on the floor. There was nobody there to get rebounds. I think the last 10 games, Hillsboro struggled to get rebound position. And why Hillsboro did not play for a tie and go overtime instead of playing for a win, I don't know. And who knows? Maybe if they drive down, get 2, and Necedah goes down and wins by a free throw anyway. But kind of a disheartening loss for the Tigers. Big part of their schedule coming up. Tuesday night they visit Westfield to try to keep their unbeaten non-conference season alive. They have not lost a non-conference game yet. Westfield Pioneers will visit Hillsboro High School. That'll be a tough game as Westfield beat this Necedah Cardinal team by 10 points. So they're 10 points better than the team that we played tonight. So a tough game for Hillsboro Tuesday, albeit non-conference. And then they got a tough game against Brookwood, who always plays for keeps, and then round out the season at Royal. So Hillsboro with a lot to play for. I think they needed this win tonight to possibly secure a number 1 seed. They had to maybe win out the season. And now maybe it doesn't look so absolute for them. We'll see. However, Hillsboro suffers their 5th conference loss of the season, 5th loss overall of the season. And they'll regroup over the weekend and come to play Tuesday night, see if they can get back on that winning ways after being on a 3-game losing skid. You got anything else you want, Kira? You just want to go watch college basketball tomorrow?
Yep.
All right. So with that, it's Friday night for Jill Steckel, our technical director, who's done such a fine job for us, and the lovely Kira Bazarek, adding her color and comments tonight, keeping us all alive. I'm Bob Steckel, and going to be a beautiful weekend. Get out, enjoy it, and we'll be back on the air Tuesday night.